All the leaves are brown.
All the leaves are brown.
And the sky is grey.
It is November and we play spooky games.
And we play spooky games.
NOPEvember is back.
November.
And so are we.
Yes.
Welcome back.
It feels weird. I'm sorry for not being here for almost 2 weeks. I can breathe. I can talk without coughing. It feels nice. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome in, everyone. I've missed you. I've missed you. I've missed this. I've missed being able to smell and taste things. It's a great feeling.
Very happy to see you all here again as well.
Yes.
Mattenarts, with that, congratulations on being first.
Nice.
Happy Halloween. Happy ex-Halloween. No,
Happy
time zones.
Halloween yesterday.
I'll take it.
Happy my
Today is
grandmother's
Halloween.
birthday yesterday.
Oh yeah. Oh, we did call.
Yes.
And Dark Lord, congratulations on being second.
You gonna follow that up with anything?
I was going to, and then somehow I lost the
You were
word.
only second, you don't deserve more praise.
Happy
Nice,
day of the
congrats.
dead.
Yes,
Congrats.
indeed. Hello,
Psycho.
everybody. Hello, Psycho, Dark Lord, Mattenart, everyone. Welcome back.
I need to get back into this for a moment. Like,
Yes.
give me a moment.
Yeah, by the time the stream is over, we'll be back into it, and then it's time to go to bed, and then we'll have forgotten everything about this. It's getting
Exactly.
warm in here. I closed the door because Tifa was cold, and now I'm getting warm, even though I'm just here in a long sleeve t-shirt.
Now it's cozy.
Or I'm getting another fever.
No, I
Hopefully
feel
not.
it too. Not even in costume, I know, right?
I was even talking to Tifa about this. I told her, how about you give me curls and we straighten out your hair. And I put on fake glasses and I cosplay you and you cosplay me. But do you know how long it will take to get curls into all of this? I mean,
We also have nothing to put girls in.
this is triple folded. I have a lot of hair. Plus we
Gone
would
to
have
a
needed to
hairdresser for them.
We would have needed to buy a curling iron.
And then we probably would have burnt your hair because neither of
Yes.
us knows how to use it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how it would have gone.
It would not have gone well. See, I'm back to my usual form. I can already not even say a whole sentence. Yes.
Frightful first and spooky second. That's kind of fitting. Should have thought of that earlier.
Mattenart, if you have more of those, can you tell them to us before the stream? And then we can be prepared and make it seem spontaneous that we use them. I like that. I will write those down for next year. In about 365 days, I will seem super spontaneously prepared for this.
No, but seriously, I kind of forgot it was Halloween yesterday. And the doorbell rang a few times and I was like, oh, it's probably the package guy. So I was like, oh, how about I open it? Jack was like, no, don't open. So I'm like, okay,
We
fine.
didn't order anything.
I don't open.
Other people can open for the male people as well, and the male people can please ring at the right
We
doorbell.
can be nice and we can be nice.
We can be nice.
We can be nice.
What's nice? Is
to
that Dutch?
to the neighbors. Yeah, I was thinking of neighbor, nice, and it turned into nice.
Nice. Nice is when you're nice to your neighbors, people.
Then the doorbell went again, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to open it. So I opened the door for what I thought was the mail guy. And then this dude
Or
in
lady.
an FBI outfit comes up, and I'm like, am I actually on a list?
Oh my god, officer. Do I need to go to sexy jail?
Did I go too far? And then this little girl in like this vampire princess costume comes up with him, and I'm like, it's Halloween, of course. And I'm like, we have nothing. So I like leave the door open a bit, and I like run into apartment. I'm like, Jack, do we have any candy in the house?
And I keep yelling back at her. I'm in the bathroom in the meantime doing a thing. And I'm like, no, we have nothing. We have no snacks, no sweets, nothing, because we don't buy anything, because if we buy it, we eat it, and when we need to exercise even more, so we just don't buy that.
I'm like opening all the drawers, and there's like absolutely nothing besides some weird caramel things that are like 2 years over date
Which we
because
should throw away.
because I forgot it was in the drawer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, the only thing we have is this open box of cookies that your dad gave us. So I like go to the door with the box and I'm like, I'm sorry, I forgot it's Halloween, but cookie? And the little girl did want the cookie and I'm like, oh, you can have 2 if you want to. And she's like, no, just 1 is fine. And I'm like,
my heart.
she was so sweet. And I was horrible. I forgot to offer the dad anything. And then I closed the door.
And then we didn't open the door for the rest of the night because we didn't want to go through that emotional roller coaster again.
I'm so happy it was only this little girl with her dad. Could have been an entire group. We went for a walk after.
Just give them the whole box of cookies, like to share between them.
Oh, no.
It's easier. Do you mean no? Have you seen us? I mean, the part of our body that isn't cut off by the camera frame, we can do without cookies for a bit.
I mean, we could, but I don't want to.
But is that still life, or is it just being alive?
But yeah, when we went for a walk, we did run into a few kids as well doing Halloween, and the majority just had like cat ears on or only vampire teeth in. There wasn't a lot when it came to costumes.
Nobody went the whole 9 yards with their costumes. Which,
basically,
I don't know. I would have appreciated it.
You poison kids on Halloween? I would never.
Thankfully not. I was spared the horrors of little shitlings knocking on my door. Thankfully enough, over here, because Halloween isn't much of a thing in Germany in general, I want to say. Usually the people that do the trick-or-treating thing check if people have decorated like the door to their apartments or the house. Because if people go for the trouble of decorating, you would expect that they know about Halloween and that they're likely to give you something. We didn't, and except for a few people, nobody rang the doorbell.
Well, there wasn't really any here, but I think they stick to the more kid-friendlier... Actually, we are in a kid-friendly area, but in the area where there's more kids.
I was gonna say, what do you mean?
In the area where there's more kids.
Oh,
like near the park, where we ran into most of the kids.
Spooky third. Spooky, but with a lisp is a little less scary and a bit more endearing. Or can you please read the spooky third? Because I want to hear your pronunciation, because I...
Spooky third.
What do you mean spooky?
Spooky third.
Tifa, THP does not become an S. It's not Suki.
Yeah, spooky.
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 Can you do... Yeah, more tongue, less teeth.
Spooky. The spooky third. Spooky.
I'm trying to teach you how to lisp. So you're the house that parents always warn kids about. I didn't open the door. I was in the bathroom.
I really thought it was the mailman.
Did you order anything?
For the neighbors.
To be nice.
Like, if I expect a package, I would also like the neighbors to accept it when I'm not there.
Except
so I will
they
do them
usually
the
don't.
courtesy as well. That is not true. A lot of the neighbors have accepted packages for us.
Yeah, fair. Just like once or twice they didn't, and you never
then
know
the
if they were
majority
there.
of the time, you're home, and if you don't open the door, usually the neighbor takes it, and sometimes they're not there.
Whatever. Talking about being fucked with a packets, David. Those are handy. Yes.
They really are.
Talking about unwanted visitors, I want to briefly tell you about me being sick. I got lucky and I didn't get lucky. Usually when I get infected by somebody, my body does the whole thing, like the factory reset mode. Like I get a sinusitis, then my throat starts, my tonsils start blowing up, and then it goes to my chest, and then I cough like a maniac, and then, you know, there's gunk everywhere. And I'm not gonna go into more detail than that because I'm not Tifa. For some reason, that didn't happen this time. I had a massive fever the first night, and after that it was just my sinuses being shit.
I'm happy for me too.
Same, because like all of this sucks, but when my tonsils are inflamed and they're the size of tennis balls, you do not want to be near me.
Jack will turn into something where your parents start warning you about that house.
Yes. if I ever were in front of a judge and jury because I allegedly committed a murder, the most likely moment that could have happened is when I had a tonsillitis or something like that.
Did he have a cold? Okay.
Yes. Was it his throat? Yeah, he did it.
We understand why
We
he
don't
did
need
it.
more evidence. No, but for some reason it was exclusively my sinuses, which is okay-ish, because, you know, if it's just one area of your body that hurts and is inflamed and stuff, I can deal with that. But for some reason it didn't go away. Usually that lasts 2-3 days, and when I'm getting better, I can feel that I'm getting better, but this time I didn't. It kept coming back until I gave birth through my left nostril. I was sitting at home.
But that's kind of the best though.
It felt so good afterwards.
Yeah, like it's the best after you've already had your cold. Like after you've been sick.
I sat at home, I was trying to breathe out through my nose, and I could feel the air go everywhere in my skull. And that's weird, that shouldn't be happening. And then I blew my nose and I felt it. My body pulled strength from underneath my toenails all the way up through my left nostril. And if a doctor would have been there, they would have tried to see, like they would have spanked it, they would have seen if it starts screaming for air, and they would have asked me to give it a name and a birth certificate.
Before I go into that, Mommy, cheers, and Ranger, 48 bloody months.
Holy
Cheers
shit,
to
it's
that.
been 4 years, Ranger. Thank you. 4 years.
I wasn't even aware we've been here for years.
Love. Thank you very much.
Love.
I love you both. No, we love you. We love you more. There.
Yeah.
2020 was last week, no? In my mind, it is perpetually April 2020. The moment the pandemic and the lockdown stuff started happening. Time hasn't moved since then, except I got white hair and my skin is being extra.
Sometimes it feels like it.
All the same.
No, but it could be a really weird fetish, but it's also really nice. Like if you just don't feel like shit, but you still have the full nose and stuff and you need to keep blowing it. Like
Congested.
at some point, you feel like this giant blob just shoot through and you have a handful of the slippery, gooey, dark green stuff where you can just go like slimy before you let it go. I call it Steve.
Okay. From a experiencing us talking to you perspective, I think Snot Baby was bad enough, right? Nobody needed this version where she describes to you the color and it being in her hand and this motion. Yeah. Thanks, Tifa. Are you good now? Can I take the banner down again or should I leave it up?
I think over the past 2 weeks still I could have filled jars of Snot Babies.
Can I turn the banner off again or do I leave it on?
It didn't even have to be on.
It did.
What was its first word? Mama or Dad?
The first word was more of a sound. It was more like... That's the sound as all the moisture that gets pushed through your nose. Like,
It's a really nice feeling though.
it feels so relieving. I was making camp in the living room, and Tifa kept bugging me like, "Oh, I want to watch some TV with you and stuff," because I was bored, she was bored, and I wasn't gonna go outside and do stuff.
When
But-
Jack is sick, even if he's past the date where he's no longer infectious,
You're not a doctor.
he does not stay in the same room. So I'm like, oh, I want to watch a movie with you now, and then you can stay on the airbed.
No.
I'll be on the couch, and we just watch something. And it's like, oh, no, I can't be with you.
And why not? Say it. Tell the people. Tell the people my crime.
I still don't know.
About what? Tell them. Tell them how horrible I am.
Jack or the Snot Baby?
Both.
I do not know.
Tell them why I tell you I don't want to be near you when I'm sick. Tell them. Tell it to the camera.
Because you're gonna go, I don't want to get you sick, but you won't, and we are in the same house anyway.
I isolate myself so that whatever I have, she doesn't get, and she goes, no. Thank you for the free stream streak, mommy. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Both by me and my snot babies, that are hopefully gone now.
But yeah, we're back, and it's NOPEvember. We did plan on first finishing the Higurashi chapter.
Stop talking, please. You're already making my piss boil.
What?
The plan was to chapter.
How about you stop talking? You're making my blood boil.
The plan was to finish chapter 3 of Higurashi by the time NOPEvember started. Then I got sick, blamed the lady from the cafe that coughed and sneezed at me. So now it's NOPEvember 1st. We'll get back to Higurashi when we get the chance. It's not cancelled, it's just inopportune timing.
I never said it was cancelled.
No, I know. I said that. That was my mouth moving and stuff.
Even though it still fits the NOPEvember team. But we did already have a plan laid out, so we're going with that first. To isolate in my office when I got COVID, super not fun. Exactly. So you understand what I'm talking about. And when Tifa tries to blackmail me emotionally into not isolating myself when I'm sick. Yeah, Jack isolates in the computer room. You can't go like, oh, it's so much not fun. I'm in this room with computers and video games. How horrible.
I worked on thumbnails that if we do all of the games I made thumbnails for, we're gonna be busy until summer next year.
How horrible. Yeah, even the games I don't even want to play.
Now you will want to play them because I've made thumbnails. Finish Elden Ring DLC? What? Do it. Do it now. Tell the people my crime. Extortion, first degree murder, terrorism, regicide, money laundering, grand larceny, petty theft, black identity theft, jaywalking. So you were the person following me the other day. And I didn't do half of those. You get to pick which half.
But now that we're talking about crime, I'm gonna sit for this.
Draw the line at jaywalking. I don't care if even in New York it's not a crime anymore. It still feels wrong. Fair. I respect that.
I am in the presence of a huge criminal as well. Jack sticks to every single rule. Everything. All of them.
First of all, I don't know what's gonna come next, but allegedly.
And every time I want to do something that is in Jack's gray zone, it's like, oh no, we can't do this. But
no.
Last time we walked past an abandoned building, which I really love, and every single time I'm like, oh, let's sneak inside and go past the gate and have a look. And Jack's like, oh no, we can't do that. That's not allowed. And now we walk past a building which had no gates. Allegedly. And we had a quick peek. We did like 1 foot over the doorstep and back.
Can you tell how much more she loves me because I did that? Allegedly.
Allegedly, of course. I mean, had to make this.
Trespassing too. No, allegedly. Nobody in their right mind would go on a stream on the internet while they're recording both audio and video and tell you these things if they were real. Nobody would do that.
It's not trespassing. If there's no sign, you can't.
Allegedly trespassing.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Nobody would be dumb enough to do that.
It even had the welcome floor mat. That means it's okay.
But you guys are not in there. Stop finding the way into an argument to get us booked. Mame, you're winning this argument.
So yeah, big criminals.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I can't drink enough tea to get out of the situation. So, Tifa.
Well, I am looking very forward to slay the princess.
Of course you're looking forward, because otherwise you'd be looking away from the camera and all of these wonderful people. I see you there, and you over there, and you. But you should sit straight, uncross your legs, and stop touching your face. Thank me later. Ranger, please enjoy your drink. I just did it with you before I saw that. Calling 112, yes. That's what the other 17 Marnefs were doing. Being snitches. Tifa, what's the plan for November?
Did you already publish it? Any hidden games?
Tifa, we discussed the schedule. I posted the schedule.
Yeah, but maybe I will say something where you go like, oh no, that was a secret.
This is why sometimes it seems like for very long stretches of our streams, I'm the one talking and Tifa is just sitting there looking cute. Because I don't trust her to speak freely sometimes. Is that a bad thing?
But that's
I don't know.
That's why I asked this time. No, but our plan is to play Slay the Princess.
We're gonna start with that because last week the Pristine Cut, the system update, new content stuff launched. And we played Slay the Princess last year for November and it was awesome, so it deserves to be brought back for one night to check stuff that is new. We probably won't get to see all of it because from what I've seen in the pre-release stuff, there's a ton of stuff that they added. We're just gonna see.
Let's see how far we get.
Tifa was being considerate.
I know, right?
She was trying to be. She was being nice to the neighbors. And on Sunday, Tifa finally gets her wish granted and we start playing...
Franbo! I was actually planning on doing some Tifa solo streams. Because Jack was, when he was sick, he was like, oh, now you can maybe finally play Franbo. Because I've been asking to play that for a while now. And Jack never wanted to play it because it's kind of a very dark, serious game.
Everything I've seen of the game makes me not want to play it. Which is a good enough reason to play it on stream.
So then I was like, oh, maybe I will actually do a solo stream and finally get to it. And then Jack was like, or we play it together. And I'm like, okay.
In my defense, I was recovering from a fever.
So we finally agreed. So we're doing Franbo. And
after that, we haven't discussed yet, but we have a whole bunch of games sorted out. And we're gonna find something that we can both agree on.
Is this the don't say it slap?
Yeah, but now that you said it, the moment's ruined. I was trying to be subtle. Tifa can never be a spy. Is this the moment where I do or do not yet tell them that I'm working for the other government? Too late. Slay the Shadow of the Earth Tree. No. Elden Ring is not on the list. Sorry. That Tifa can beat Promised Consort Rodan in one try. She would glitch the fight and it just ends prematurely.
I don't think we would ever get past Elden Ring without any cheats.
Past Elden Ring? Do you think John Elden Ring is the first
past
character
any boss in Elden Ring? I've tried to play legit at the beginning and I feel like I made the mistake and I forgot what his name is in the beginning when you just get into the whole world.
Yeah, the big guy knight on the golden horse?
No, not him. There is like this sort of canyon you can walk through past this big camp. There's a boss right behind it. And I don't think you're supposed to be there at the beginning.
Or Margaret.
Could be.
Something with M. There's a lot of M names.
Yeah, I feel like that was not the way to go. And I have spent like 3.5 hours straight trying to beat this guy legit. Just playing the game. And at some point I felt like I got close.
But never all the way there.
But never actually did.
Fuck Margaret, almost quit there. That's when I realized I will play through this game, but I will play with infinite health and cheats on PC. I'll just put it to offline mode and I will activate all the cheats and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this. I'm perfectly fine not playing through this game legitimately. I think it looks beautiful. I think the sound design is wonderful. The difficulty of this gameplay is not for me. And I cannot get through this game by myself the way God and the developers intended. So I'll just do it my way.
Like, I don't want to be completely invincible. Like, just
grind for 6,000 hours, max out all of your stats.
No, just have like max health and stuff. That's good of a cheat for me. And then I'm fine with doing the...
Just make it so I don't take damage.
No. I don't mind getting hit. I just want full health immediately. So that I can take at least a hit. And then I'm willing to do I'll spend an hour trying to kill you for a while.
Something like that. Elden Ring is next on my game list now that I have a PlayStation. First of all, congrats on having a PlayStation. Second of all,
have fun.
Please enjoy. I hope
But wait, on a PlayStation.
You will love it, and I hope the difficulty will be just enough to keep challenging you to come back and not too frustrating, because it can be teetering right on that edge in my experience.
You can't even cheat there.
You can if you hack it, but not with a normal console. I think. Just need more legendary weapon and one more ending for platinum. Nice. That's dedication.
Getting there.
Yeah. Alternative would be to look up build guides. But then you also need to grind for all the runes to be able to put into your stats. That's what annoys me. Like, I can either walk around and kill 5 million bears. No, sorry, wolves. And then I sell all the wolf asses to the merchant for some extra runes, and then I keep sticking to the same starting area to get to the point. Or I can save myself a trouble and just press a button and have infinite health. So that's why I went that way. But you have a point.
Maybe at some point we can do an Elden Ring run and do it like we had with one of the Dark Souls games.
Yeah, we could.
Like have chat be able to activate.
We did
the
play
help
through.
cheats.
We did beat all the bosses in Dark Souls 3. That's true. And DLC. I remember that. Thanks to all of you.
Yeah, that was fun. We could do something like that again.
Maybe.
There's still a few games I would still like to play. It's a good thing.
You should
Still
write
have a
them
lot to do.
down. Because you always say this in a moment like this, and then when after a stream I ask you, so Tifa, what's the next game you want to start playing? Because we're going to be done with whatever we're currently playing soon. Tifa goes, I don't know.
I would like to do Elden Ring. I would still like to do a Baldur's Gate run on stream as well.
1,
actually.
2 or 3?
3.
Wow, skipping 1 and 2.
We can start at 3, which I think will be a lot of fun as well. I want to do the game, which name I forgot, but it has the song that goes like, there's a million gruesome ways to die.
Middle school in Germany?
It's not out yet. I forgot the name. But that's such a cool song. Beat up.
Mood. Yeah.
Well, it's not out yet. I checked last week, but once I get the name, I will get there. I want to play that when it's released.
Maybe next year then for November. If it ever releases. Because I want to say, Tifa has been singing the song to me for like 600 years now, because she saw a TikTok video of the game once, and I thought it's been out, but apparently it's like a early access or beta version or whatever, and it's still not fully released, so I don't even know the name of the game.
But for now, slay the princess. To get in the mood.
Are you ready, Tifa?
I'm ready.
I am not, because I wouldn't be myself if I didn't do a little technical thing to the game. So, in Slay the Princess, you cannot see in the game which choices you have already chosen when you continue playing. But the engine allows for that. So somebody in the Steam community made a handy dandy little guide with which you can enable that. I don't consider that cheating because it's been a year since we played this. And if we now stream this game for like 2.5, 3 hours and we end up doing all the same steps as the last time we played this game, and we only realize very late into the process, I will be frustrated. So, I haven't checked if that worked. What should be happening is, once we get to a point where we have not yet chosen a particular choice, it should be highlighted in yellow.
Okay.
I did not play test this. I've seen people comment that even after the Pristine Cut update and the hotfix that I think just launched today, it should still work. I haven't verified. Worst case, you see the game as everybody else does when you just normally play it. Best case, we get a little bit of a hint as to which options we haven't picked yet.
Okay.
Slay the bourgeoisie. Eat the rich. Tifa, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Am I ready? Yes, I am. Swing. More things to say. This game comes with a content warning, as you can see. Please heed that. This game gets pretty dark at points, or it might. Also, I cannot hear anything. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. So taking the easy route, yes, I don't...
As always.
I love this game. I don't understand why they didn't make it an accessibility option to just highlight the options you didn't choose yet. For people like me, that would be swell.
I'm kind of happy to see this game again.
Yeah, I missed it. Alright. Cool, done. Let's slay the princess.
I missed what just happened.
Well, I pressed continue, but I think we left this game at a point where we had gotten to an ending, so it's here. Like, you left it at the end, yeah, and then I clicked return to the main menu because I'm not gonna join the subreddit now. So I guess the thing is I need to press new game, right?
I thought you clicked I had a new...
Chapter 1, the hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
I missed this path.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I need to press things.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Did they change all of the graphical assets a little bit? Because I want to say this looks slightly different. Or maybe I'm gaslighting myself.
I do not think so, but shouldn't there now be something here? Because in the beginning we have definitely gone through all of these options.
Here. My thingy works. This is what it looks like if we haven't picked something. If it goes from white to red, we have chosen it before. And this is this is like eggshell white. And if I go over it, it's yellow. These are the ones that we did not pick.
Really? Because I remember declining doing it.
There's a difference between declining doing it and picking an option.
Oh, further. Well, it's okay. I'll trust the system.
I'm doing a stupid thing. I'm giving the mouse to Tifa. Don't ruin this for us.
How about we forget it because I'm not doing this?
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
I don't have to do anything.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Have you seen the internet? Just saying.
Depends which parts you are on.
Maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Have you seen the internet? We are on the internet.
Wow, there's no just let the world end at this point.
There is, but we've done that before. That's why it doesn't show up as yellow.
Oh, fair enough.
There was one route where you just don't do it.
Okay.
I think.
You know what? Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. That's
nice
very
and
reasonable.
Nice and casual. Yeah. I like
I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Meh.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
The other voices are...
One of them so far.
2.
At least. Yeah. Narrator and the hero. Yeah.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Spoilers.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
A pristine blade for a pristine cut? No. Slave a Princess, a Pristine Cut edition.
That's pretty good, actually. Can you see the mouse? No, you can't. Okay.
No, they don't, but
The
I do.
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I was wondering if you could see it, but you only see the movement if I go up and down. Should we take
it
the blade?
or enter. I don't feel like slaying her.
Okay, then we just enter. Look at how nice we are. We'll just strangle her.
Worst case, we come
The
back.
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Cursor changes, can you make it visible? You have a very good point. I did not consider that. One sec. I
Yeah,
should be able
because
to.
now that you mention it, I think I remember it also being a knife and stuff at some points.
Wow, spoilers much? There you go.
See, now it's a little finger with
Thank you for reminding me.
with a claw on it, by the way.
Stop doing the neck thing.
I'm
Tifa
checking.
is so annoying. I'm trying to make her have good posture. And when there's something tiny or small on a screen, instead of, using her whole body to go forward, no. She does like this snapping turtle neck thing where she goes like... like this.
Let me look at the claw.
It looks creepy as hell. And it's not good for the posture.
Here comes the
Her
claw.
voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I kind of forgot her voice notice. The claw! I know it.
Here comes. Just checking in on you.
Room service.
I think I'm here to slay you. No. We're checking in on
I like the second one from the bottom the most. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you?
No. We're checking in on her.
Okay.
You have next play.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Why does her voice sound kind of garbled? Was that just me?
No, that wasn't garbled.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
But she's so pretty. Pretty people don't do evil things.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Let's talk a bit first. We did say we would talk to her and then see what we'll do with her.
Yeah.
So we're having a chat with the claw.
Okay.
Stop trying to scratch her, you fool. Alright.
Let's see. This is a good question. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I like that one.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
A lot, actually.
I'm curious.
Are you a plant? Are you like an alien? Are you like some non-human higher being that can just absorb energy? Like, what exactly is happening here?
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. that's hardly relevant.
That is super relevant.
It is. Otherwise we know if she's lying or not.
Yeah.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Can we still ask her again? That it's relevant? I'm going to keep you locked away down here.
I mean,
I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk to take your word over the potential fate of the world.
she could have just answered it if she wasn't hiding anything. Why wouldn't she just be saying it?
I know, right? Kind of ruined her shot there. We're going to get the blade.
You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me? You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead, run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
No, I think we made the right choice. Every time it's like, okay, yeah, maybe we should go with this.
Monka Christ. Yeah. Like,
She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all.
hero got a hero.
Can we leave?
You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
Now the cursor is a
The
blade.
princess sat only a moment ago. There's only a severed arm, its
Oh.
crawling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
Ew.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Hello.
I think we got off on the wrong foot. Let's start over.
Yeah. Can we call like a mulligan on the whole conversation so far? You know, I'm kind of socially awkward sometimes.
I'm Carl.
Are you Carl? Are you like the type of Carl from The Walking Dead? The Carl.
Oh wait, here, see, now we're holding the blade.
That's what I said.
Stab.
I just said that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a shish kebab with her
A
arm.
what? A shish kebab?
Shish kebab.
A what?
Shish kebab.
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Where even are you? You're not standing in front of us?
She's behind us.
Let's finish this. She's clearly threatening us.
Yeah, I feel like it's too late to now say, hey, we're gonna just lock her down here. We're gonna
Eyes
finish it.
dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her.
Above us or behind us? The cliche horror thing.
Where is she?
Investigate the arm. Close the door behind you? Nah, investigate the arm, I would say.
I mean, if we close the door, we know she won't get out at least. But...
If we close the door, why can't she get out? She is not chained anymore.
Well, we'll hear the door, if anything, then. Okay, you know
Or
what?
not.
Okay, fine. We'll check the arm.
What could go wrong?
As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the pattering of feet behind you, soft against the basement floor, then loud and desperate against the stairs.
Whoopsie.
You turn to chase after the princess, but she's fast and has too much of a lead. She slams the door behind her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place.
Brilliant idea, Sherlock.
Can't hear the door if you're dead. Well, thankfully that didn't happen.
That is also true.
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but I think we both know that I can't trust you to let me stay free.
Why do you talk in such a kind of sultry voice, though? Because...
You should understand. It just isn't worth the risk.
Hey, don't use our words against us. That's
Wow.
our move.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves you and the cabin to rot. You're stuck here, alone.
That went well.
Forever alone. Crazy Princess ASMR. Yep.
Yeah, we're now gonna find out what she ate.
Right.
Well, she left as a snack.
Yeah, that's true.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. You don't know how much time passes before the end, but eventually it comes. The world ends, and you end with it.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Chapter
that went
2.
fast.
The Witch.
You're on a path,
Well, your turn.
and at the end of that path,
What do you mean my turn? This is still the same playthrough. It's still your turn.
basement of that
Yeah, but
cabin
we're back at the path.
is a
No, we're not. This is chapter 2, Tifa. Skill issue. Yeah, not very good at slaying princesses, sorry.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Hasn't this already happened?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Why though? What lore did I miss? Last time we played this last year, we actually got, I think, 2 or 3 of the different endings.
Didn't we get all of them?
I do not recall. I think we've gotten technically 3, but only 2 of them really count. Or counted at the time back then. Spoilers, not spoilers, because this is technically the 4th stream of this. A continuation of a previous playthrough, in a way. The main character, at least in the endings we have seen, is... It got very philosophical and metaphysical.
A lot.
The princess is different incarnations of, what was it called?
Wasn't she some kind of god?
The manifold shape or something like that? Essentially, she is creation and we are the essence of destruction. We have been created by somebody and we're both trapped in here. And the narrator wants us to prevail and destroy her. That's all I remember really, and that's more or less the gist. And there were different versions of like one of us, like one of the two overpowering the other, and or joining hands to become this one being together again, because originally they were one being.
It was kind of awesome, but also really confusing.
Yeah.
But still awesome.
It was like looking directly into the sun. Like there was a lot. Like,
And
I cannot properly like convey this.
You have like official endings, but you also have a lot of ends. If that makes sense.
No, the ends lead to an ultimate ending. It's all connected. It makes sense if you play it. You should play these games yourselves, by the way.
I think you would really enjoy it.
Yes.
Absolutely recommend it.
Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
And now we've got the opportunist.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Opportunist, my beloved.
Let's just go to the cabin.
But why should I bother doing anything if this just keeps happening? Or if it has already happened?
Okay.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
The screen explodingly expanding with a crack agrees.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
We kind of did after the
It's in
end.
a morally ambiguous situation. You can't blame us for weighing our options. I can if you failed to slay the princess, which you apparently did. So great. Congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess locked us in a basement, we eventually died, and now everyone's right back where they started. Sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Gotta love the respawn.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? That's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here forever, do we?
Does it though? Because we do not know.
You're laying it on a little thick, aren't you? Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions. What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop dawdling, get to the cabin, and save the world.
Me, when my name is Stanley, need to go look for my boss and or colleagues who suddenly disappeared from the office building. We still need to play the Stanley Parable at some point. Apparently it's good.
Never heard of it. Let's talk about this princess.
I want to talk about princesses.
Just be quick about it.
She didn't kill us though. She just locked us in after we said we would kill her.
That is kind of killing us though.
But we did it first. Like, we told her in no uncertain terms, you're gonna stay here, we're gonna get a thing, and then we're gonna kill you. So...
Well, just for that, we'll go with the all she did last time was lock me in a basement until I died. Don't get me wrong, hated it. But how can someone like that end the world?
I tried being killed once, hated it, so...
Well, she did end our world.
Did she though? Or did it end?
Well, by killing me, my world ends.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it?
I'm pretty certain.
Philosophical, metaphysical conversations.
She just can. But that doesn't mean you're not fully up to the task that's been given to you. Have a little faith in yourself, and maybe try not to get tricked this time.
I'm gonna scratch an X in this tree so that I know we've been here before.
Did you know that that's my favorite letter?
Okay, wait. She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Me when I'm your boss and your job is to slay a princess.
Just go in and do your job and save the world.
But who locked her there?
No, you're being cagey.
Plus that, yes.
What aren't you telling
Both
me?
equally true, if you ask me.
This one first.
Told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
It sounds like the beginning of a Rambo franchise.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word.
But he is hiding something.
I don't think either of you really need to press the man on this. He wants us to slay the princess, so why would he have anything to hide? He seems like a nice guy to me.
He does seem kind of nice.
Not so sure about this one.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, but you should really stop wasting time chatting amongst yourselves in the woods. So if we could move this along?
Alright, well, who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
Locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Well,
yeah, if people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? That's a fair question.
that is absolutely true.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
That's what I keep telling Tifa too.
Good point. That really explains almost everything.
It does.
It really
Not
does.
so sure about that.
You're all special too for being here watching this right now. So I'm just saying it wouldn't happen if you weren't special.
You know, you're right. But it explains almost everything.
Well,
That's all.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Well,
Turn around and leave.
no, I think after all this, I'm ready to proceed to the
Turn
cabin.
around and leave.
We can turn around and leave later. I'm convinced to go to the cabin. Okay, just for you.
Well, you're the boss. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and...
Nope.
Do you even know where you're going?
Fine, just kill the princess.
No, I definitely know where I'm going.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine.
The number one thing at work. If you do something, if you say something, do it with confidence.
No, I gotta stick with it.
Suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
What a prick.
Okay, I'm going.
That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly. This is probably for the best.
What could go wrong?
Nothing, right?
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted
Ew.
roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Hey Tifa, do you think the pristine blade is there to make a pristine cut?
You're not gonna let go, right?
This was your opportunity to go. Oh my god, they said the thing.
You said the thing.
It didn't though. It's a pristine cut, not a pristine blade. Do you not even pay attention? There's a mirror.
You did not say anything about the mirror. Or we just approach it.
I say we should just approach it. Are you gonna save us everything? I will stop
Yes.
when it starts being funny. What?
Excuse me?
Return?
I think I pressed the right mouse button.
Yes, you did.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe.
You reach forward and rub
Wipey,
your
wipey.
hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Wow, we wiped the mirror off with our claw.
This is why I don't clean. See, I tried to clean the mirror, now the mirror is gone.
Do we take the blade or not?
I think we should just go in.
Just enter?
Yeah.
Without the blade?
Yeah, worst case we can come back and get it.
Of course.
Blade. Leaving it behind didn't work out so well for us last time. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
Exactly.
Obviously, we have learned.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
It does look like a really cool hallway.
No, this looks like the entrance to a dungeon in Zelda that I would absolutely hate.
I would absolutely go in here.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Something nasty.
Wow. I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She's just a princess.
Is she,
If
though?
you remember that and remain focused, slaying her will be easy. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
You called us nasty.
Can't. Unless you slay her
You
right
kinda
away,
were.
she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Exactly, let's brainstorm this, go through some iterations of ideas, and then we'll do
Do you
it.
want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Busted.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss.
What?
Thank you.
Oh.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
Does she have a tail now?
And claw feet.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
Where's the light coming from?
Her fire tail.
Oh, she's like a Charmander. That'd be
Maybe
kind of
she is.
cute.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like she already knows you. I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. You fought us on it back in the woods. That was when the only perspectives we had were yours and mine. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
Sometimes the bickering between the voices and the narrator kind of feel like a work meeting.
Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Let's riz her up.
Slaying her is basically a group project.
It does become one, yes.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
We definitely should talk to her.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Please don't eat it.
I'm sorry about last time.
Well, we all make mistakes. I mean, her mistake was locking us up in the basement.
Yeah, but you know what happens.
Well, I'm unarmed. I think that's a gesture of goodwill, so we should talk about it.
I agree.
You came to me with empty hands last time too, but that didn't mean you hadn't been plotting something nasty all along. What you did showed me as much.
We hadn't been plotting. You were just not answering our question, really.
Yeah, you were the one that was suspicious.
But we didn't plot anything. We just made an informed decision based on the information we had at the time.
Yes, hero, exactly.
I think you're both making perfectly valid points. Sure, we didn't plot anything, but it's easy to see how she might think we did.
The opportunist should be the mediator.
Yeah, he's doing very well. Okay, I think we should just apologize. Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
That's a fair point.
Yeah?
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
It's just a fashion thing.
So what are you doing?
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Oh, she's doing the free lips. You know, like a cat when they like do the smiling face. That looks so cute.
She's been doing it the entire time, though.
Did she?
Yeah.
Sorry. I guess I didn't even realize she was doing it because I was blinded by the princess sitting next to me.
Very sweet.
Exactly.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little...
So this is like a kink or like a lifestyle kind of thing for her, right? She just really likes the chains.
A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
Can she hold me close to her chest?
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Yeah, but wouldn't you now, at least now, start thinking? So the people locked her in here, but she can just, like, remove the chains. So why exactly is she stuck in here? Is she unable to open the door by herself for some reason?
Maybe there's a barrier.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think at this point, we should beg. Like, look, I made a mistake. But we all make mistakes. I'm sure you've made mistakes.
I also like I get the sense that you're not happy with me. That's how you, like, continue somebody trying to have a fight with you.
Or we team up.
We could do that.
Let's try to team up. Like, I know, things got messy, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. Let's be a team.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Excuse me?
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it.
If she now makes us stay alive, does that mean she's a princess with benefits? The benefit of being alive? It doesn't get... It was funny in my head, but the more I explain it, no. Needed more work, sorry.
Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
I think staying alive is a nice benefit.
But we're the one that offered to team up.
How about we now apologize for last time?
I'm leaving, bye. Either I say the nagging feeling.
I feel like it's important to apologize. We've clearly made a mistake and we should own up to it.
Okay, well, I'm sorry about last time.
Smart. Let's apologize, get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster.
Where are we,
If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here? Oh, no.
What? Tifa, why are you incapable of pressing one button?
It's hard.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
I like what she's saying, I don't like how she's saying it.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
I think we should stab her before she can stab us.
We left a knife, remember?
So let's go and get it.
But then we gotta say that we don't trust her. Or we leave with the princess.
I think the bottommost one is best.
But if we leave with the princess, you could do that with the idea of getting the knife on the way out.
What if she goes up the stairs first?
Well, that's a risk, isn't it?
Yeah, but if we now turn back on our heels and go get the knife, we can maybe do a little stabby thing.
But if we leave while saying we don't trust her...
Well, is there an option where we just don't say anything and leave? Exactly.
No, fine. Leave her in the basement with Genocide Jill. She is Genocide Jill at this point.
Something like it.
Okay, but fine, we'll have it your way. We'll say, I don't trust you, not enough to free you, and definitely not enough to get close to you, even though there's nothing stopping you from running straight at me and chewing my head off. So I'm leaving. Fine.
Very pragmatic. That is why you're in charge.
Thank you, voice of opportunist.
Abandoning me, are you? Fine then, run. Tuck your tail between your legs and scamper away. You might be able to escape me, but you can't escape from what you are and what you've done. If I don't take you, the wilds will.
You turn to leave.
No.
As you do, there's a deep, guttural groan, seemingly uttered by the walls themselves, followed by the creak of wood being stretched beyond its limits. The cabin starts to get smaller. What the hell is going on? We're getting out of here and saving our skins. That's what's going on. As the roots that make up the walls of the cramped basement attempt to close in around you, instinct kicks in and you bolt upstairs.
That's when I would slip on the stairs and just fall.
The steps are uneven and lively, creaking as they expand out of the dirt floor, the stairway growing smaller and smaller as you dart up towards the light. You manage to squeeze through the door just as the entrance seals itself shut behind you. The cabin is smaller than it was before, and it's getting even smaller and smaller. That's fine, we'll just leave. I'm sure you'd like to do that. But unfortunately, there is no longer a front door. The roots have already closed over the only possible exit. What little light peeks through the holes that were once windows is growing weaker as the cabin continues to close in on itself.
Where's
Whoopsie.
that knife?
Shit. What do we do? As your mind races for an answer, you hear the princess's voice crackle up the stairs.
What stairs? The cabin would be like, I am Groot. Yes, 100%.
Do you hear that, you loathsome thing? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
Soon we will be Root.
Does that mean that the last time we exhale it will be the breath of the wild?
Not bad, not bad.
It felt stunted, man. Wish everything was narrated by the Baldur's Gate 3 narrator. Yes,
She
yes.
is so good.
If I ever was a billionaire, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs. And one of the signs would be that right there behind us would be the lady that does the narration for Baldur's Gate 3, narrating everything we're doing. I hate that it's a good one. Yes! Thank you, Psycho. Mwah.
I think at this point
We can make things, we can work this out, we can make things better.
Okay.
No, nobody meant to kill the princess, clearly.
But we are animals. We are. You're nothing but fear and instinct, and that's all I am, too. We don't have to make things better. We can't make things better.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, by stopping the Root.
Chase each other in the dark until one of us catches the other.
The roots grow ever closer. We know, we can see them.
She can make him stop, right? Let's be friends.
Yeah, I say let's be friends. I take it all back. I can help you get out of here. You and I can still work together.
Too late. We're both going to die. We're both going to die a splintery and miserable death. And you're going to hate it just as much as you hate me and I hate you.
I don't hate you, I just find you dodging my questions weird.
You feel something.
Well, it's going well.
A thick root pushing its way into the cabin. An unstoppable, unyielding wall of bark. You're running out of time.
This looks like I'm in a can of worms.
Kinda, yeah.
Shit. What do we do? What do we do?
Come on, they're pressing in on me. They're probably pressing in on you too. I'm only assuming that because I can't see you, but it sure sounds like they are.
Yeah, I like that one. That's pragmatic.
Huh?
Oh, what's the matter? You're scared of thorny roots digging into your neck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you scared of suffocating in this dark, dark place alone?
Yeah.
good.
No.
That one made me feel bad inside.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think we're scared. Nobody likes someone who's scared of things.
Everybody is scared of things, that's normal.
I, for one, think this is a perfectly reasonable situation to feel scared in.
Yes.
This place is getting awful tight. You slump to the floor as the roots continue to expand into the cabin. Ugh, we're never going to make something of ourselves with that attitude.
Believe!
At least she isn't going to make something of herself either.
Is she dead yet? Welcome in, Skinner. How did you like what you played of Slave or Princess yesterday? No, not even a high Skinner?
Hi,
Oh.
Skinner. Oh,
Wow.
I thought you were going to say
Wow.
something else.
Us breathing in to give you some air.
We're just dying together.
Yeah, we're really bad at this.
We're romantic.
Kind of, but also not really.
At first it's almost gentle, your body being lifted delicately off the ground as the floor shifts beneath you. But the cradle of the growing roots starts to feel suffocating, then unbearably tight. Then that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict. The sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones.
Oh, great.
Pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living cabin.
Oh, that's horrible.
Suffering is what you deserve, you hideous creature. Know as you die that you are hated. I hate you, and I'm glad to die horribly if it means you die with me. I wouldn't have it any other way.
See? Romantic.
You know what they say? Once you pop, you can never stop. I can never look at Pringles the same again.
Pressure is unfathomable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding with trapped blood. And then you pop. Everything goes dark. And you die.
That's disgusting. It was good she got real quick. Yeah, we didn't do that. Chapter 3, The Wild.
F. Can say that again.
Oh.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
This is completely new.
I do remember the crow mouse.
I don't.
Wait, is that a crow's head? I think it was.
I don't know, but at the same time, I gotta pee. We should take a small break.
Okay,
Small
BRB.
break, short break.
But I don't remember if this is the new part or not.
I think this is new. I do not recall any of that. Or if it's not new, it's a part we haven't seen yet.
Well, BRB.
She called you cold and natural, just like my mom did.
Don't forget the nasty.
That was earlier, but doesn't count.
It still counts. BRB.
BRB.
We're back.
We are. Let's do this.
I always hated when a crow head just flies around crowing at me.
The cursor is so tiny on the screen, I cannot even tell if it's supposed to be a crow's head.
I think it is.
You're pulling the smartest face ever.
It could also be a little gnome.
It's a little stabby black thing.
His
Basically.
gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that?
So we have become the path in the woods.
Potato, potato.
I mean, how long are you on the path in the woods until you become the path in the woods?
Does that mean that if I stay on the couch?
You will become the couch. Yes.
BRB.
And then there is some really like fucked up like anglerfish kind of thing where at some point the couch starts to absorb you. Here's a NOPE thing to learn. If you want, go Google anglerfish and how they procreate.
It's quite interesting.
That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
First time.
Today, the first time, I think in total like 6 or 7.
I think this is our 3rd?
Oh.
You with your 6 or 7.
Well, in terms of chapters, 3.
That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
Yeah, Tifa,
what do you mean
did you...
6 or 7? I thought that was a joke, but you were serious.
Yes.
We've only been on the path.
No, we've gotten through like 6 or 7 endings to get to the point where we did last time we played it.
Oh, you're taking the rest into consideration.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I'm genuinely trying to remember all the things we've done. It's kind of a thing. Also, what did you do that got us into this situation, Tifa?
Excuse me, what did I do?
Yeah. You were the one with a mouse.
Sure. When is Jack not serious?
Genau. Exactly. The tone makes the music. The way you speak to people matters, Tifa. Listen, there. Yeah. He is saying the truth. That hurts me to speak like this.
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
I don't like this, but I like the fact that the narrator is freaking out because I don't like the narrator.
Why does he want to know? I don't mind where we are right now. It's rather nice. I can hear what everyone is thinking. There's no reason to keep secrets. We tried leaving her in the basement, but she made the cabin come to life, and it crushed both of us into a fine paste. And now we're here, existing.
In this scenario, have we become part of everything?
We've been absorbed into the floorboards, through the roots, and now we are...
Oh, I didn't even consider that because we get like eaten by, like absorbed by the roots, we've become the woods itself.
Well, basically, we're now part with the woods.
I was thinking we're just part of existence, you know? We're like everywhere and nowhere.
I mean, we are existing.
Just vibing. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck the narrator.
Voice of the vibing.
Can't blame the narrator.
Yeah, I can. Fuck the narrator.
And for what it's worth, I'm with him. This is nice.
It's not horrible.
A fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see. So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
This goes into one of those things we learned during that like ending where we unraveled reality, where I forgot the name she gives her state of being herself. I think it was the many shapes of a manifold shape or something like this.
Aren't we the missing piece of her coming together?
Essentially, we are deaf, she's alive, but we were one concept, one entity at some point. So, in a sense, now we're just back together. This is how things should be, right? There we go. Let's ask some questions. What is he? I feel the need to explore, and that's only the top option that leads into that.
Yeah, seems to be the case. This thing watching us. What is he? What is watching us anyway? Going to take the kids to the park. Have fun, Ranger.
Please do enjoy the nice sunny weather as long as you can, because winter is coming.
Winter is coming indeed. It is known.
Say hi to everybody from us.
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, I doubt that.
That's not an answer to our question.
Exactly. Thank you for calling modern that bullshit.
So now we try to kill him?
He is. I only know that he is something other. and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't.
We already did.
I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Had enough of this guy. Okay, let's say... No, we don't want to yet. The explore options are done. So why would anyone do anything right now? This is fine. I like being like this.
Fair.
You can't just passively exist forever. Not with her. That isn't how it works.
But why not?
It works now.
Just because you say so?
I don't care if it was the cabin that killed you, because it seems to me like she was the reason the cabin could even do something like that in the first place. You need to remember that you and the princess are enemies. Don't let bygones be bygones. Remember what she's done to you and how much it hurt.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the schemes. Not after being something as beautiful as this. Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Spoken like, honestly, a real puppet master. Have we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
Is she though, or is the narrator?
I'm not.
But there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty feeling she mentioned, it is fuzzy, but it's there. Almost like she still hates us.
I mean, we killed her twice.
She killed us twice.
We killed each other twice, hence it being mutual. That makes sense.
Please, stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart.
Exactly. Focus on what makes us unite, not what drives us apart.
Don't look at it!
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't want you to see. And I think you already know you have to look at it.
I agree.
Everyone's pulling in different directions, but that feeling doesn't have a motive, it just exists. Maybe we should look at it.
We're gonna gaze at the hatred in my heart.
I guess it makes sense.
Please, don't make us remember how we were.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. Right, she really does hate us, and we hate her. It hurts thinking about us as separate things, but we're separate. We can't hate ourselves. I love me.
Oh, trust me, you can hate yourself very easily.
My homies hate the narrator.
Absolute madness. We exist. We're real. We're separate from her. Of course we are. What are we? I can't remember. I don't want to remember what it felt like to be killed. It was so much nicer when it didn't feel like it mattered. And yet you keep remembering. You remember the loathing and animosity you've shared with the princess, the pain and the anger and the betrayal. And you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
I didn't know it would be that easy.
If you were in this situation, what would you choose? If you had the choice to be at peace and one with everything.
But it's just been proven that that's not 100% the case. Or do you mean if we're in an actual...
Just because you can regain your own self shape doesn't mean you have to.
Might be boring after a millennia. That probably as well.
Potentially, yes.
probably get paranoia.
I feel like this is... I don't have an answer for this myself, because like for every argument I have for one of the options, I also have one against it. But it looked like that went through your whole body. The idea that you can supposedly attain that like eternity of peace, but you can also choose to not have that. Because while...
But you're not choosing to not have that necessarily.
Yes, in a way you do, because when we were at the beginning of this chapter, just part of the princess, part of, I want to say, everything, the voices said, this feels good, this is calm, this is nice, this feels good. But at the same time...
Initially.
No, not initially. At the same time, that also means you, like one of the options said, you bury that part of you that is like aggression and pettiness and spite and anger and wrath and all of that.
But that doesn't mean it's fully gone. It's still there, so you don't have...
Yeah, but you can't have that
bliss.
and the other thing. You cannot have both at the same time. This is literally what's happening. If we go after that feeling, that inkling, that glance at the far end of the horizon, that there was something, the moment we follow that path, it all comes apart.
Like now.
Yes, exactly. So you can't have both.
Maybe bygones
Not here, at
can't
least.
be bygones. I don't know why I ever wanted to share a body with you, of all things. It's like my very soul reeks of yours. That was horrible. This is better. Finally, I'll be able to hurt you like you deserve.
And you'd be stuck with her.
I didn't have to.
Some division, when sowed, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were. A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole.
I hate it when a house eats me.
I know, right?
And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be.
Okay.
At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
Kill me then, if you hate me so much. Just get it over with.
Why does she have to be like grown into the tree thing? I hate that.
I mean... Yes, but we were also part of the trees.
Were we though?
Yeah.
Or were we part of everything? Hence the literal picture of reality around us opening for us to exit into the physical world.
I don't like this. What he wants us to do, it's just cruel. It feels like we'd be killing a part of ourselves.
I see you guys want to do some stabbing.
Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill.
Yeah, why not just be a royal couple on the hill, you know?
Do we have to do this? You have to. You know you have to.
Like, I do kinda agree.
We can cut her free. I never wanted to kill you, not really, but we can't be the same thing as each other. I had to put an end to whatever happened to us. Cut her free. Just because the final boss fight is actually like showing you the weak spot and it's, you know, the big red glowy thing.
No, I think...
We can be better than this.
I think we should slay the princess.
We can be better than this.
No, we already looked at the hatred in our heart.
We don't have to be the same. We can be separate, but we also don't have to be controlled by the narrator and slay the princess.
The moment we cut her free, she's gonna kill us.
Then we're gonna kill her the next chapter.
No, we're slaying her now.
We have to, somebody has to be the bigger person to end this cycle, this loop.
Yeah, and it's me by stabbing her. Rock, paper, scissors.
Alright.
Winner decides. Oh,
Sure.
I win, we slay. You win, we don't slay.
Yes.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. We slay.
I tried, people. I tried.
You ready?
No.
You ready?
No.
Stab.
You raise the blade, taking aim at her heart. And then you strike.
You know why she picked rock? Because that's what her heart is. Her heart. I did this. That's not scissors. This is peace, people. I chose peace, and this is what happens.
Yeah, but that's not how...
Look at her face. How could you do that?
Yeah, I do feel bad now.
She is stuck into the tree. She couldn't even move. She couldn't run away. She couldn't even defend herself.
She couldn't do that earlier either, and still she managed to kill us several times.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that is creepy. I remember that.
But you never see her die. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Huh. Narrator is gone.
Top option we didn't choose yet.
Don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
Does this mean we won? You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
Yeah, that awful thing that shows this.
I should feel better with her gone. But I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the consequence of your action. Okay, we've done all of these.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final. It's calling us, and not in a good way.
Great, Tifa.
They think it's bad. I'm with them.
Excuse me, why is this on me?
I think Tifa is gonna collapse in herself in a moment. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here.
Go to cabin.
You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
This looks so hot. Like, if I ever saw anything like this, I will not stop shitting myself.
You can say that again.
Nah, hell no. Let her out of here. I like that one. Do you know the narrator? Are you neighbors?
Or attack.
Why?
Destroy our own body.
Skinner, you are disgusting. You are disgusting.
Okay, let her out of there. We feel bad.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Attack?
Or ask what happens now. That's the non-violent option. But of course, you can also keep going on your murder spree
But that's
because
the
you
new
like
option.
the stabity stab.
No, but that's the new option.
Why would you attack if you can destroy, right? Attack could be something like this.
Yeah.
Destroy is like,
Can I put my finger in here?
In Bahar Tussi?
When you say it like that, it's so disgusting.
Yes, I read Skinner's comment.
Okay, what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
I'm happy you love eggplants. I do too. I'm more of a zucchini guy, but...
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
That's kind of sad, isn't it?
Well, can't miss something you don't have. Oh great, now we don't get to the part where you destroy her. Weak.
Well, how much will I forget? Let's ask that first.
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
That's such a non-answer, I love it. I'm gonna use that one at work. So Jack, how long do you still need for your task? Longer than I have since I started, but less than until the end of time.
Make me forget?
That's the only option you can choose to get out of this.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Wow, I hope you remember that.
That is sad.
You won't.
Just
Everything goes dark and you die. Get your hand off of my mouse, you disgust me. You disgust me with those choices. Seriously.
In the wood, you're here.
Note, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or R1 on your controller.
I was thinking RI on my controller.
Alright.
Okay, so we're here to slay her.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds,
No, not for birds.
and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
That's
But
the
the
problematic
birds.
part.
To put an end to her.
Okay, but...
She's not dangerous. She's
not even
just a
saying your line.
princess.
Wow.
The danger.
True, sorry about that.
Out.
Just clicking.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
So
Nah.
you seem to be in a rush.
This is some bullshit logic. Yeah, I'm trying to wipe away the flavor of you being an absolute cunt in this game. Like, stab.
That's what we came here to do.
No.
That's exactly what we came here to do.
Let's get this over with.
As long as you remain focused on your
Flawless
goal,
logic.
it should all be smooth sailing.
So how do I skip? Because, oh, like this. Alright. That's good. Skip. Now, I'm gonna get back to the place where Tifa was, but I'm gonna not do as bad. So, let's go
I
in there.
followed your advice here too. I'm here to save you.
Hey, I think I'm here to slay you.
You must have the wrong address.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Bye.
Good job, you've given away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
You're welcome.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I pressed tab, but I think I just broke the game. Let's talk first.
Okay.
Now.
Okay, there's some new options. I wasn't kidding.
What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Don't we all?
Well, it does actually skip something because it did finish.
Skip. It's a scat man. Skip
my own lines. Press tab on myself. No, but he does still finish the line he's saying, but it did skip all of her part and went straight to the options.
I don't love the skip function.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
That's actually a good answer.
That's a deep cut.
It's not like you'd believe me.
Oh, I would. She doesn't. Now, I'm going to retrieve the blade.
Thank you.
Excuse me? That's even worse.
Turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving.
You'll regret this, but you...
A pristine cut?
These children
Now you did it, Psycho, but
to
yes.
be bluffing, but
See? It's infectious.
grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation.
Sometimes it also overlaps the end of the previous sentence on top of the new one, okay?
Yeah, it does. The skip function doesn't work the way I expected it to.
Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all.
I love you, Tifa, but you keep getting closer and closer, and when we have these weird farting noises because our fake leather chairs are rubbing against each other.
You slowly
Now.
creep down the basement.
Good.
Okay.
We've been here before. Hello?
Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Let's finish
Eyes
this.
dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her.
You didn't go for the other option.
Oh, now I can only close the door behind me.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place.
So now we both
Maybe
die.
they'll open if you finish the job.
This is different. Last time we were here and we did this, she ran out.
Yeah.
I was trying to get back to the same place, but apparently I skipped a step. Okay. I'll wait.
Do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long time. I'm very good at waiting.
Different timeline. Yes, but I thought I was trying to get to the same one, and I honestly cannot tell you where I differentiate, like where I deviated between Tifa's timeline and this one.
Quite sure the game doesn't let you play exactly the same.
I think it does. I think I just didn't do the same things you did.
You do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually, exhaustion starts to set in. Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
How?
Watch me.
Are you good?
Venture into the shadows.
That's dumb.
You step
So let's
into
do
the
it.
shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor. Her ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back.
It's a nice shot.
Wait, I completely neglected this. Her ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone. She ripped off our hand.
This is the end, isn't it?
Well, yeah, now we're even.
Afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well done.
You tried to carry the knowledge while forgetting you cannot forget the knowledge and ended up in a different timeline.
This would hurt my brain so much.
The Beast, Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the
Cannot
end
skip
of the
this.
path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a
The
princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well... She's going to kill me again?
Again? People don't die twice.
Have you met James
I've
Bond?
even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Oh, thank you.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here.
Sac Planté, the princess? Is that a British way of saying something?
You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Alright, I guess we're gonna do that. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Alright.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
That doesn't sound like
What
her.
if she says it's night? I can see it's night.
Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
Also, she hasn't really lied yet, has she? She's been pretty honest.
No, I've been lying though.
I don't see
Yeah,
why
but
that
she hasn't.
matters.
Has she?
A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
But also not what we see.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
That's good.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
A pristine... No.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Can we make a pristine cut with that?
Let's check the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall.
Are you still trying to do the same things?
Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Ish.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
I think we should go for different options.
Look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone.
But
Let's
the cabin is already different, so...
Go into... Yeah, this is a different path already. Go into the basement.
No steel claw. Do you think we can talk our way out of this? I don't think she wants to talk.
Worst case, I'll go back upstairs and get the blade.
How often?
We'll just have to trust that we made the right call. It'll still be here if we need it.
Exactly, listen to the hero. Ever tell of a definition of insanity? No, but I know it, but at the same time, this is different.
An old wooden staircase.
Sure thing.
It's still
Third
strong
time's the
enough to
charm.
make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes.
No, Tifa. Spooky third time. Suki.
The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet,
Yeah.
as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Wow,
I wouldn't mind right now, it's kind of cold in
the
here.
narrator hates jungles. Give me your arm. There. I'll warm it up with my armpit.
She growls up the stairs.
Is this helpful? No? If you don't say yes or no, how do I know?
Yeah.
I tried.
I can smell you.
Yeah, that's Jack's armpit, sorry.
Wow. I showered before the stream.
Sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager.
Armpit fetish?
You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness.
This dungeon is definitely new.
Is she a dragon now, or is that a stone with a tail?
No, that's still her. She's
The
like
jungle is pressing in on
benched
us,
forward.
hiding her from view.
Benched.
Hunched forward.
Remember when we talked about Tifa becoming part of a couch? There you go, she's benched now.
You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess.
Clearly not.
She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves,
Oh my god.
staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
That is creepy as fuck.
Slightly, yeah.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you.
Got games on your phone stare. Mom said it's my turn to play.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
So... Move, stand still. Where? Don't you hear that clinking? She's in chains again, we're fine. You're about to attack me, aren't you? I can see right through you. We don't have to kill each other, you know that, right? I like this one. You're about to attack me, aren't you? I can see right through you.
You manage to avoid her snapping jaws, but you aren't fast enough to evade the whole of her titanic momentum. She grazes you, the force of it enough to skin you all along your side, leaving a line of red, raw flesh.
Ow.
What?
It's like being sideswiped by sandpaper. How is she that fast? This isn't working. We have to do something. We have to figure out a plan. Don't
She
panic.
Pristine Cut us.
Now, all that matters is that we stay alive. We're trying, but we can't keep this up much longer.
She basically sandpapered the side of our body. What the hell?
We have to. We keep up or we die.
You're getting slow.
Yeah, because I'm missing some things.
She seizes the opportunity, lunging once again from the darkness, fangs bared and claws flashing. She attacks over and over and over, and each time she leaves with a little piece of you.
When your furry princess is getting a bit feisty.
Too tired to think, but we have to think. We have to move. It's too late. Before you get the chance to react, it's over. She makes her last foray from the dark corners of the room, unhinging her dripping maw, her eyes fierce and full of hunger.
Well, that went great.
That shot you just saw, that's your POV if you're the last piece of chocolate and Tifa found you.
You do your best to dive out of the way, and you partially succeed. Partially? Yes, the princess fails to swallow you whole. She only swallows your lower body.
Skinner, stop typing, I can already feel it. Nice!
That's just as bad. That's worse, even. It's death either way. At least this will be a faster end. You look down to see that the dirt between you is strewn with your intestines, trailing all the way up and disappearing behind her blood-stained teeth. Your legs are nowhere to be seen. You start to go into shock.
Ah, this is so messed up.
The princess, bloody saliva dripping from her lips, idly gnaws on what's left of you as you rapidly fade away.
Is she a giraffe? Is she an evil giraffe?
And I do like the new bits they've added. But does she have to eat us?
I didn't mean to do that. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
We're not dead, but you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3. Only half a man you used to.
You're on a
Oof.
path in the- That didn't work.
Patrick.
We're going in with a plan this time. We're not
Well
getting
done.
stuck in another loop. Just
Should have
acting on
taken the
instinct.
knife.
We're stuck in a big enough loop as it is.
We were so bad. I'm so bad at this, I can't even stand on my own legs.
Yeah, you were basically so bad at it, you didn't even get any choices before you died.
Yeah. That's the best way of playing a visual novel with multiple choices. When you are so good, you don't even get choices anymore. The game is just like, no, this happens, and when this happens, and when you die. When you die, you're dead.
Should have taken the fucking knife.
Us alive. Until it wasn't. So what are we supposed to do? Great, so you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done. So you know more than you're letting on. Yeah, what he said. Of course I do, but believe me, it's in your best interests. The more you know about the princess, the more difficult your task will be. Why is that?
Die Hard, man. Hideo Kojima is so bad at writing sometimes. Yes. It's a character from Death Stranding. And that's an actual name, Die Hard, man.
Okay.
Having me explain why would defeat the whole purpose. There are simply some things I'm not allowed to tell you. It's a hard rule.
A hard rule or a Die Hardman rule?
Get the fuck out of the room. It's solo streams from now on. Gotta play Death Stranding now. Psycho, I cannot recommend or not recommend the game. I played through it once and I hated it. That's all I can say. I love the Metal Gear Solid games, though, except for 5, but your mileage may vary.
Did you manage to get it for free a while ago on the Epic Game Store?
Oh yeah.
Then you might as well give it a shot.
I think they gave it away last year.
Or a few months ago.
What is it? Who's telling you to boss us around? We've died twice already, and if you want us to stay alive this time, it's in your best interests to give us an edge.
If you get it for free, it's in your best interest to play it. I mean, you got it for free, what can you lose?
Yeah, I mean, then you might as well check it out.
Exactly.
It's my rule, and this conversation is over.
Who are you? Alright. Okay, what's the plan? The path is different than it was before. I want answers. What is going on here? What do you know that you're not telling me?
Just only read the one you're gonna see.
What if we just leave? What happens then? No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers in the cabin. Let's see this through. I'm done with this. Bye. The path is different than it was before.
It is a different word.
This is different, isn't it? I'm starting to lose track of things myself. Ground is ground. It doesn't matter what shape it takes. We'll adapt. If it looks different, that's because the situation has started to spiral out of everyone's control. So please, disavow yourself of the notion that you can just come back here and fix this place if you manage to make a mess before that line of thinking leaves you yet another world in ruin. Though, as evidenced by you dying twice, it's safe to assume the fates of the worlds you've left behind don't concern you very much.
That's a dickish thing to say, Mr. Narrator.
Consider this your last opportunity to make things right. For you and for the rest of existence. But especially for you. Clearly we're not getting anything out of him.
Alright. I want answers. What is going on here? What do you know that you're not telling me?
Like I said, I've told you as much as I can without putting you at a disadvantage.
I feel like we are already.
If anything, I've told you too much. You've already died by her hands twice.
Technically not her
Need
hands.
much in the way of motivation.
Well, no matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin, so let's see this through.
Look at you going straight
Way
there.
down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do.
Isn't this also the first time that the shot of the cabin looks different?
I think so, yeah. Or at least this shot.
I don't recall
We need a plan.
the cabin ever looking different from the original.
Yes, it does.
Did it?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been over the plan. Goad her out of the shadows. Make her show herself.
Actually, Skeptic, we were not over the plan because that's the one choice I didn't pick.
What if she doesn't want to be seen?
What if she's invisible?
We'll figure out a way to make it happen.
Throw some flour at her.
And if that doesn't make her any easier to fight, it will. It's always easier to fight what you can see, no matter how big or toothy she might be.
What if she's only one big tooth?
She spent as much time as she could in the shadows. So we're gonna draw her out. But she's fast. And she's clever. We're clever too. So this time we're not gonna let her cut off our escape. We're gonna lead her to the stairs ourselves.
How's that better?
It'll be a lot easier to deal with her once we can actually see what she is. But you already know what she is. She's a princess. Yeah, right.
That thing we saw last time was not a normal princess. Unless this is some body horror Attack on Titan giraffe princess thing happening.
A princess we couldn't see, and one that had big sharp teeth too. How about you stick to describing things and we'll stick to doing our job? Sharp teeth.
Yeah, kinda. Proceed into the cabin.
The interior
Take the
is
knife.
dark and
Oh,
overgrown.
no door.
Lines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings.
A pristine blade, you say?
Do you think it's fair to make a pristine cut?
I say this time you take it though.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Of course that damn mirror's back, and of course he's not saying anything about it. Why is it following us?
Yeah, why is it?
What are you talking about? There is no mirror. There's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us. Then either way we need to investigate. Might as well get started.
I only notice now as well, but everything in the room basically moves. Or it has like this little tingle in the animation, except for the mirror.
Yeah.
You really think being unarmed is best? I hope you know what you're doing.
You skipped the blade again.
Get that it's up here if things go south.
I'm sorry, have you seen these guns?
Obviously those guns didn't do anything earlier.
Too confident. We'll be faster without it.
The sharpest blade I have is my keen wits.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair. Haven't you been paying attention? We're not hesitating. This supposed hole is blocked by that old mirror.
My eyeball is itchy.
You should leave that alone.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else.
That's why a mirror isn't part of the same like design philosophy as everything else. It exists in a different dimension, kind of.
It,
That makes
there
sense.
even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually.
Imagine if you go to the same place more than twice, you start hallucinating.
Life would be very hard.
Monday, go to the supermarket, all is fine. Tuesday, go to the supermarket, nah, it's a bit weird. Wednesday, suddenly, an elephant walks through.
On a side note, you can only go to work twice.
Might as well try wiping it clean again. What's the harm?
At least without losing your mind. Let's wipe the mirror clean.
Reach forward and wave your hand over the open hole leading to the basement. See? Nothing. Tricks of the eye. No one sense can be trusted on its own. You step forward into the darkness.
Why wouldn't we just yell down there?
If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
If I have to crawl into a hole to do anything, no, I'm out.
As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs. No entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
But then how do we move in? We have unfinished business. We should talk. We don't have to fight. I'm ready to let you out of here.
Wait, do you want to actually go kill her here, or do you want to try to...
It depends on what I'm gonna see when I see it.
Fair enough. So then the silent approach is probably better.
We should talk.
The princess leaves your remark unanswered. See? She knows. We have to be like her. Focused. present, patient.
This is some Tifa gaslighting me. No, we don't have to do
I
that.
suppose it'll take a little more than words to coax her out. Let's keep going.
I'd rather not.
Put the voices to the back of your mind and proceed down the stairs.
We should go back.
The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed.
We're in a dark, infinite cavern with a spotlight shining on us.
Stay on your toes. We take a step into the shadows, and as soon as she moves, we jump back, make her follow. From there, we trap her in the tunnel, draw her out of the cabin, whatever it takes to get her out of her element. Then we're safe.
Staying quiet, are we? We don't have to do this. Or try to do that.
I think an exploring one might be best now.
Or we don't have to do this.
She doesn't respond. It seems that she thinks you do, in fact, have to do this.
She's doing the thing like Henry Cavill in that Mission Impossible movie where he reloads his fist.
Also, if you get ready to fight or try to lure her out, isn't it basically the same thing? You
No.
lure her out to fight her.
The intention is completely different. Step into the shadows and try to lure her out.
You
You're
step
gonna
into
get
shadows
eaten
and
again.
are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement. That's right. Keep steady. Don't let your nerves get the better of you.
I can taste my heartbeat. I'm not steady.
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already started your swift escape.
Oh, we're looking at the whole back out, right? Because if that's the princess, what is she, a golem now?
Well, either she comes out of that or we go back.
You dive into the tunnel and begin scrambling up towards the cabin. You hear her behind you, claws raking at the dirt, chains rattling, then snapping, breaths hot and heavy with the effort of the ascent.
It's not creepy at all.
Becoming slower now, the breaths pained and stuttering. You no longer sense frantic motion behind you in the tunnel. You risk a glance. She is a broad and sickly creature, her withered and emaciated flesh clinging to bones too large to fit in the narrow space. She managed to squirm her way into the tunnel in pursuit, but now she's stuck, incapable of either moving towards you or returning to the open darkness of the basement below.
Why does she look so much like us?
Aren't we the same, basically?
Yeah, but why? Is that just what happens to us when we go all murdery, or is that a coincidence?
I think we've had routes back then where we also look like that. And don't forget, our mouse is always the claw. Which means we're like that from the start.
She wasn't like this when we started. Was she?
I feel kind of bad for her with that look.
No, she wasn't. Looking at her makes me feel sad.
Yeah, same. Also, it looks like she has a super soft paw on the top right.
Yeah.
Like I want to pet it. Like a lion's paw.
Yeah, but that's her back leg.
I have no idea. Why is it bent like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that we can see her, she doesn't feel like much of a threat at all.
That still looks like a threat to me.
Do you see those claws and the size of them?
She paws futilely in the air between you, but her shoulders are pinned in the narrow confines of the opening. She has no hope of reaching you. And she realizes this.
No.
Her arm goes limp, flopping to the dirt floor of the tunnel, and her eyes fall from yours, defeated.
She looks so sad that she can't kill you.
I mean, fair.
Let her kill you.
No.
Her eyes look up at yours, wide, pleading. Come back, you can imagine them saying. Don't leave me here. But you shouldn't listen to the sad eyes of a vanquished enemy. She wants nothing more than to change places with you.
Let's get the blade and make the tunnel bigger so she can get outside. This is what being locked up in a basement without light and anything does to you.
If you want us to ignore her, then why would you tell us any of that wide, pleasing eyes begging for mercy business to begin with? All it does is make us feel conflicted.
Exactly, you prick.
That's a good point.
I'm merely describing things as they are. It's not my fault that her eyes had something to say, even if that something was a ploy, which, if I might stress, I pointed out to you. What should we do about her anyway? Can she still end the world like this? She hurts. We should help.
I agree.
Now, let's think for a second. Let's reevaluate. Should we help her?
Yes.
Well, I do feel bad looking at her. There's no way to get close without being in reach of those claws. We've come this far, but can we trust a creature that until a few short moments ago fully intended to eat us?
I mean, maybe?
What an excellent question with an equally excellent answer. No, you should not help her. She's clearly just waiting for you to drop your guard. Beyond that, you do well to remember that she poses a threat to reality itself.
Reality schmeality. I feel bad for her now.
She is
It's about the moment.
You abandoned a perfectly usable weapon right behind you. How about you turn around, get the blade, and end this once and for all?
I'm gonna approach her.
Okay.
What are you doing? We could all just turn around and be done. What's your game?
She looks like she has fur. She could be super soft to pet. Maybe that will change her mind.
You and I
Like the
both
claws.
know there's no game. He's made a bad choice.
Exactly. Katze. Katze streicheln. Exactly. Maybe all she needs is love.
As you draw near, she readies her claws, raising them to strike.
Seems about right.
Do you see that paw on her back is bigger than her head?
I'm still unsure how that is stuck there.
Maybe she did yoga bad.
Don't flinch. Show her our resolve.
Flinch.
Flinch. Offer her your hand.
You reach forward, offering the princess your hand. How ridiculous. She was about to kill you. Do you really think getting stuck in a tunnel for less than a minute has fundamentally changed her?
No, but the fact that we didn't use this opportunity might show her that we don't mean to kill her.
Yes. She's a victim of her own nature, just like we are.
Plus that. I meant to say that first, but I didn't think of it.
If all she wanted was to kill us, she'd have kept trying. But she's hesitating, isn't she?
Yes.
Yes, she is. Her eyes shift from faux ferocity to confusion to a gentle sadness. She lowers her claw and places it in your hand. Ugh.
Aww. Cute.
Do you think we can pull her out of there? We have to try. It's a bad death being stuck in place.
Yeah, we would know.
And what if it doesn't work? What if we can't trust her? We have to trust someone else eventually. It's either him or her, and I know you don't trust him.
Exactly.
I don't even trust the rest of you, but that doesn't mean we have to go around pulling bloodthirsty monsters out of perfectly good traps. But we haven't seen what happens if we help her.
We haven't seen that yet, true.
I like the
Today.
hero. Love wins, exactly.
I can't argue with that. Alright, let's see what happens. Maybe we'll finally get some answers.
Pull her free.
You tug, but the princess remains stuck. What a shame that the bones of her massive form are too large to fit through the narrow tunnel. Keep pulling. All he has are empty words. He can't undermine us if we don't listen.
Exactly. Dab on the haters. Keep doing your thing.
You are all infuriating to work with. But fine, you continue to pull on the princess's arm and she starts to budge. She pushes with her back legs, clawing at the earth, a burst of strength aiding your efforts. The dirt and stone start to crumble around her.
Why don't we try to push her back?
Because we want her out of the hole, not back into it. Do you not understand how love works? The princess looks like she's ready to mutter, "Big brother." And she has this little girl ooh voice. Oni-chan.
She does seem very sad.
That's the spirit. Keep going.
She looks like that one character from Final Fantasy X, I forgot his name.
Yes,
He's
quickly
blue.
before the whole tunnel comes down on top of us. Yes, wouldn't that be an interesting development? What if the very nature of this tunnel was such that you were incapable of leaving safely with the princess? How devious. Does it collapse?
I dare you.
Yes, it does. If you pull the princess free, the tunnel around you does exactly what you thought it might do. It falls apart.
Yes.
This is when the DM in your Dungeons and Dragons session has just had it with you and your group. And you roll a natural 20, and yes, critical chance to help a bad guy. But then a meteor comes and hits the castle and everybody dies. The end. Nina Tucker. I don't know who that is.
Well, that's the blue character you mentioned.
We have to get out. We have to
No, it's
get
not.
out.
Oh, that's what I thought.
It's too late to scramble for freedom now, little voice. You didn't think just pulling her out of there would be consequence-free, did you? Well, the ceiling collapses, heavy stones tumbling down on top of you and the princess, and I don't believe it. Let me guess. Everything goes dark, and we die.
Oh yeah, that actually.
Nina Tucker. Yeah.
That actually does look just like it. Now that you mention it.
But I don't love it.
No, not yet.
She's saving us!
Your eyes to see
Oh, that is so sweet.
her body stretched over yours, her face wincing as she shields you from the heavy rocks and debris. There is space enough for you to move, at least for now.
Help her!
I'll be damned. So there's more to her after all.
Help her!
She's saving her lunch.
Always stronger than the lone hunter. We save her, she saves us. She understands. Well, you can't keep saving each other forever. Her arms are already starting to give out, and there's a whole mountain of earth on top of her, just waiting to bury you both. We can always dig. Both of us. It beats suffocating to death down here in the dark. Then let's do it.
Dig through the earth together. Fuck yes, we're going full anime. Me and my monster waifu.
You and the princess dig through the loose earth of the collapsed tunnel together. How sweet. But it seems the harder you try to claw your way forward, the denser the path becomes. All of this effort, and for what? A chance to end the world? I hope you fail.
You absolute asshole.
Well, he believes we're all dead.
Attention to what you feel and see.
If we don't
Exactly.
do this.
It doesn't matter if you ignore me, because I'm just telling you what's happening, and what's happening is that you and the princess are getting tired, and your mouths are full of dirt, and it's getting harder to breathe. Harder to breathe is still breathing.
Exactly. Believe.
Well, either way, the two of you are miserable. I don't know, I feel like we're forming a bond with her. Can't be all that bad if we're bonding.
Exactly.
She's not capable of bonding. Need I remind you that as soon as she saw you, she tried to eat you? You are not friends, and as soon as you're out, you'll see just how seriously she values your life.
Yeah, well, that's then and this is now. Dig. Believe.
If you were so sure we were going to fail, you wouldn't sound so desperate. You're just hot air. There's nothing of substance to you at all, is there?
No, because she ate it.
I have plenty of substance. I have feelings and desires. Like my desire to save everyone in the world. I feel that very strongly. Do you smell it? Fresh air.
Claw your way to freedom. Do it.
With
That's
one
intense.
final massive heave of her body, the princess pushes her way out of the tunnel, leaving you behind, the quickly collapsing space you once shared.
And now she's gonna turn around and hold her hand and to pull us out.
Yours was an alliance of convenience, just as I predicted. She has left you to die, buried and alone.
I believe the hand is gonna come down.
You are unbelievably petty. Oh, my pettiness is nothing compared to yours. You were delighting in my suffering and the damnation of the entire world just moments ago. She hasn't left. She's coming back. Don't you hear her? No, she isn't. She's... How many times do you have to be wrong before you stop talking?
No, she's gonna watch us die.
The princess stares down at you from the opening. Before the tunnel can finish sealing itself, she cranes her elongated neck and gently plucks you from the earth.
Carry me, my monster waifu.
This is what the last Pringle sees.
Long live the king. Long live the queen. The princess even.
She carries you across the half-collapsed ruin that was a cabin, carefully setting you down by the door. If there were to be a record, let it show that I tried. I really, really tried. But there won't be a record, will there?
Open the door and step into the wilds.
You open the door, the two of you stepping out into the fresh air and collapsing together onto the dewy grass of the outside world.
Oh, now I get the paw on her shoulder.
Outside, and there's ground beneath our feet. I don't see any oblivion.
Just middle arms.
Admit it. There never was an end of the world coming, was there?
Like a matron.
Yeah, basically. But then it makes sense that the arm was there. It wasn't the leg.
I was low-key expecting it to unleash your inner scar. See, and that's the difference.
Kind of
I
the
believe
same.
in the good in other people, even if the other people happens to be this monstrous-looking creature.
She's hungry. She just needs a snack. Also, we probably look like this.
He does not reply.
Yeah, we got him there, didn't we? I don't think I've ever seen him stunned into silence before. Can't you feel the hole where he was? He's gone. Fancy that? I'm not sure gone is good.
The princess rests her head close to you. Her eyes stare into yours amid the untextured threats of a world unraveled. Are we free, they ask. I'm cold. I don't want to be cold.
And taken again.
As you don't get the opportunity to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
But you did the right thing.
Why is it here? Why now?
See, you don't need to always try to slave a princess to slave a princess.
She slays herself.
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. That thing reeks of death. You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. I'd like to be somewhere nice. Feels too good to be true.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it.
See, you're still a monster.
You've grown. Yeah, but we've grown.
And you're slimier, from the looks of it.
You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin.
An old man dies, a young woman lives, a fair trade.
Have you ever watched Sin City?
No.
We need to watch Sin City. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
So, 2 arms, wings, and hind legs.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
So... Is anything new here?
Yep.
You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Yes, we do. Isn't Sin City also a series or movie?
2 movies. I made a sequel. Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions.
I'm gonna steal that line for it work.
That's very fair.
The
vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
Alright. Oh, what do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them. I feel like this one has more hurt me. Twice.
Maybe a little bit,
Vessels
yeah.
are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I...
Oh, sorry.
I would not know your absence.
Okay. And what if I don't want to bring you any more vessels? What if I just wait here forever?
Then we will remain here as we are now, barely finished, damp, cavernous.
Wait.
You have no need to wait. Wait.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
That's sweet. Wait forever.
So
Yeah,
like
good.
5 minutes.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Okay.
Oh, I remember this.
The game just closed itself.
This happened last time too, and then you completely freaked out.
I forgot that it can do that.
We have gone through a path like this before. That was brilliant.
That gets me every time. Every time a game does that.
Because I really thought it froze for a second.
Alright, give me a second.
Also, there's gonna be a third movie
Huh.
with Samuel L. Jackson.
I did not know that.
Can't believe you forgot.
You have returned to me.
The moment it shut down, I remembered.
Moments. I never left your side.
Like, I think these things are brilliant.
You could hear her, but you can't see her yet. Come on, OBS. Capture the thing. Please. There we go.
There she is.
I can't believe you forgot. It's been a year. Alright. Well. Attack the entity or destroy your body. I think it's time to destroy... Wait.
No, if you destroy your body, it ends.
No, No, I'm ready to go back.
Yeah, but if
Destroy your body is new. That's yellow.
Yes. So is attacking.
You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Oh, you can't.
I'm gonna attack the entity then. Your
Wow.
will-
Also, wow. You basically were all at me like, oh, why did you stab her? Why did you kill her? And now
Yeah.
you just go like, stab.
Yes, because what you do, Tifa, is monstrous. What I do is for science.
So you just want to know what happens when you now stab the thing.
Maybe?
Oh, wow.
You were so pissed off you decided to go full murder on her. I am so proud and honored that you remember that, because it's been a year and I don't... I remember a lot of it, bits and pieces of it. Mostly the ending being like very like...
This.
No, the actual ending we got to was like grander than this. I remember the impression it left on me, but not really the words.
I mean, nobody understood the words, probably.
I feel like I felt what they meant to say, but I didn't understand what they were meant to say.
I remember not understanding the majority of what they said.
Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
I'll take it. Oh, it's not a third Sin City movie, just the same style.
Oh, man, it's not... Nah.
Then I didn't say...
Then I don't care. I'm ready to go back.
Your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am.
Please do.
We will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're
One last one?
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
That's a yes,
In
Tifa.
the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I could have just pressed tab for you, no?
Yeah, but you were drinking.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I have 2 hands.
Have done all of these, so we're just gonna go silently go to the cabin.
Skip. Skip.
Okay, it's this one.
Are we gonna take the blade along this time?
Let's take the blade this time.
Take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
You know, this
Okay.
blade,
Yes?
it really looks like it can make pristine cuts, doesn't it?
It does. It's almost like you could use it to slay the princess, the pristine cut. Every time we save a thing, do a push-up. Drink a glass of water. Do something healthy.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase.
Skip. Just checking in on you. Or hi. Hi is also very sweet.
No, let's just go with hi.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Come on down. Yeah. Don't be a stranger. The way you move down those stairs, I can hear your steps and they seem so hot.
Yeah, have you seen my knife?
Stab.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Yeah, actually.
Alright.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Slay, to be specific. But, hey. Wow. Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay. That one. It has to be...
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare.
Hero has a point.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Okay, what's the best way for this one? Kill her or not?
Well, tighten your grip, innit?
I mean, that is the new choice. Let's go with it.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Well, that confirmed our choice.
Your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
I feel like there's an oversight in the logic with that. He has a point.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Are you trying to cut out the background behind her?
Just following it. Oh.
Alright. Drop the blade. What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Are you sure she's not armed?
Let's go with the bluffing.
You go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Nah, I'm not dropping the blade. You're dropping the blade.
Do we go for another not killing her? We still have another choice.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Okay, we're dropping the blade.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Your
We just
weakness
put it down.
disgusts me.
Wow, you're doing the complete opposite now, all of a sudden.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
Besides, we can still pick it up.
Now we can just... Perfect
We
timing.
can still pick it up.
Can we, Bob?
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Sending mixed signals here, Jack.
Yeah.
I am merely adapting to my surroundings.
We'll be fine.
She has really big eyes.
Yes,
Don't
she
know
does.
what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
That's exactly what you wanted to do.
Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
First you go like, oh no, don't kill her.
What an awkward start to a relationship.
Oh my god, relationship? No way, girl.
It is pretty awkward.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Yeah, that's the only choice here.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
The worst she can say is no. I present to you. We have met. Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
That's a good question, actually.
Do you?
No, that's why I'm asking you. What do you mean? I still don't know. I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it is a different matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Fine, I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her.
Yes.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
Well, when you say it like that and you do the head tilt and you've got the shadow over your eye.
If I'm
Little
supposed
bit.
to be capable of ending the world,
Expected
then
video.
how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Well, no, I didn't. Yeah, I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well,
You start with killing us.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
basically the internal monologue for Aaron Yeager. Possibly. Maybe it's the same.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
How was the park?
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Yeah?
I know she can't really do much else being chained there, but the way she keeps looking at her nails like this just makes me feel like I'm not wanted here. Which, again, I'm in the room to kill her, I understand that, but still.
She's just not worried
That
about
doesn't
it.
sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
What do you mean each other? No, we kill you.
She has a point.
It's a one-way sort of thing.
There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
But I'm into the bad girl.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She would be horrible in a hostage negotiation. You don't even know me. Why would you trust me?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Shut up, narrator.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Clearly incapable, huh?
This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
I feel like we should save her here. Meanwhile, the park is awesome. Swings, slides, and obstacle course. Ooh, the obstacle course specifically sounds really cool.
How far away is the park from you
Not
guys?
bad.
Okay, then how would I get you out of here?
Yeah.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
That's the face where she stabs me in the stomach.
Yeah.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
I mean, we could try to pick the lock with a blade.
She is.
You have nails for that. Look at these claws.
We've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Yes.
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess. Okay, so we get her out.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Suddenly mixed signals again.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Like my weighted blanket.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
But it has to be somewhere, right?
Yeah, but someone would take it along. Okay, I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe it's still laying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
With the dejected
Way out
board.
of the
I'll
basement,
be here.
but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Great.
But wait, that implies the existence of a third person.
Or magic.
Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here!
Not try the door?
Oh, that...
Or just return. He's like, oh well.
Oh well, we're
Not even
we're
trying.
stuck.
Like,
Sorry. I'm really useless.
okay, I think first instinct would
be
be
to
to.
yell.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Assholes.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
I tried.
It's Mondays, right? What can you do?
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Well,
Oh,
back we go.
time to return to the
Your way
bottom.
back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Mm-hmm. Good question.
Easier for everyone.
Yeah, but fuck everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Oh my god, am I the princess now?
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I mean, no, that is quite.
Save the princess.
Against your battlefield, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
It's funny, we ended up using the blade and unarmed her.
And it was a pristine cut, wasn't it?
Yes, Tifa! Oh, Rainbow will be fun. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
I am looking forward to it. Also, why couldn't she just do the bling? It's off.
We didn't talk about that.
Well, back to the door.
No, We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
Ooh.
No. I just can't let her escape into the world.
Do you see that the blade is now bloody?
Yes, because it's been used.
Yeah.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Aiming.
Wait,
Here, there's
this
a...
isn't fair. You can't just do that.
There's a target.
Watch me.
Slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess.
Warn her.
Slay the princess, slay the princess.
Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Slay the princess,
Scroll
slay the
down.
princess, slay the princess.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
She's still
Why
gonna
her
kill us.
eyes so large?
I feel like we've done this already.
Quick.
She's killing us.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
As you know what I just realized, looking at our hand?
What?
Taking a shit must be horrible.
Oh, I'm sure there's ways.
Imagine wiping your butt with those nails.
I'm sure there's ways. I mean, humans have these nails too, for some reason.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
What's up, Psycho? Have you played Friendbow?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
We saved the
There we go.
princess.
Well, maybe she will remember that in the next life.
Watch the Let's Play. Close enough. The prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
I can never
path
skip this one.
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no. I feel like we should be angry about this. I mean, the narrator took over our body.
And you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
Gaslighting 101.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Potato, potato.
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth. All of this already happened. Why should I listen to you? I wonder, does this actually change the path?
I don't know, but it's yellow. So it could.
Well, let's just go
Those
with
are
it.
two very different questions, but fine.
But it shouldn't really be yellow, because we have
Wait.
had this conversation already.
This really? You died last.
We've done this earlier.
You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You
This is
practically
new.
forced the
Yeah.
princess to kill us.
That's why we couldn't skip it, because some of it is different.
Doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
The three of us.
But
Oh, wait,
this
us,
is the thought
hero,
experiment, so
and
I
the
suppose I'll
skeptic.
continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
If you say so.
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Dum dum dum.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after?
Maybe.
Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
And when she lowered the taxes and everybody was happy.
What a conveniently
Imagine.
ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Exactly.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
Why wouldn't the thing just have closed the door on her again?
No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's go to the cabin, I guess.
I would say so as well.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
She will cheat.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
I mean, yeah, otherwise we couldn't hear it.
No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Hey Tifa, do you think there's gonna be a pristine blade in there for pristine cuts? Wink.
Let's find out.
The interior of
Okay.
is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
What a coincidence.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's leave it.
I like that idea. Let's go down.
Let's just enter the basement.
Insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon. Are you sure? She killed us with it last time.
That's what I was thinking.
What if she turns it against us again? Yes, I'm sure, and I've already got a plan for that.
Okay.
My left hand.
Still with those
Can we take it?
delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world any monstrosity your only weapon, because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon.
Well, if we arm her, does she have both again?
Peachy, we'll be fine. Okay, I'm trusting you.
I can't
Hey!
get a say here.
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay.
You do exactly that, sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding to the basement.
Oh, that would be the worst. Dragging the blade across the mirror. Oh, I can hear that screech.
Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless.
Sigh.
Moving on.
Wink.
Oh, and the mirror was gone.
Of course I'm going to slay the princess.
Basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
I just realized that with a previous line. You know, one of the main reasons why I don't like the narrator?
Why?
Because he seems very billionaire class. Like, oh my god, she lives in squalor. It's probably better if she dies. You know? Like, no respect at all for life.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
But in a way he also does, because he wants to save all of life. In his opinion.
Does she remember us? You walk
Nope.
downstairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves, the chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
This could be the opening shot of an anime, and she turns out to be like either a robot that was locked in here, or she is this like super strong demon thing that we won't learn until the last episode of the first season.
You know what's kind of annoying? At least clamp the last one to them, you know.
Yeah, but at what part of her body?
Her leg.
Oh, she only has one now.
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
Just cut off her head and put it back on.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Kinda, yeah.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
Yeah, now that I think about it.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
We're not planning to kill you. Are we?
I'm not sure. How about we just sit with her?
I like that.
You step towards the princess,
She looks bored.
but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance
chain.
until we've sorted this out.
Looks like paper clips.
Head thing, yeah.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Okay, sit where you told sit.
Yeah.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
To ask for your hand in marriage.
What do you mean? I can ask what happened last time I died.
I think that's a fair first question.
Oh, are we talking about that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But sure, I'll fill you in. Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
So the door probably did close on her.
And now you're back.
But how does that just happen?
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's
does
possible
have a
she
new
really
look, too.
doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in
Her
this
style.
without any idea why.
Hair-wise, at least.
or how. I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
What's the fourth chain for?
It's complicated
can ask.
things how
If it's still an option.
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Damning someone to oblivion sounds so bad. I'd rather be damning them to Skyrim. That seemed like a dishonest scoff.
Took me a bit to get it. 6 out of 10.
But hey, that's still the better half of a rating system.
I want to give it an extra point, 7 out of 10, because it's very well thought of.
It wasn't, it was spontaneous.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. Now hold
Sometimes
on.
it's for the
You knew
best.
this could happen. Why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
Yeah, exactly.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. All right?
Watch me mess it up again.
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
It seems like the plot for every action movie ever, where in the end, the people that were sent to kill the bad guys go back and kill the people that gave them the mission because they were actually the real bad guys.
Kind of.
I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Meh.
Here, the other chain on the wall. Who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Kinky.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but
Do it.
don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Do it.
I don't think it's an option.
Explore, inspect the shackle. Do it.
Just in case, just checking. Yeah. Inspect the
I
shackle.
wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
Well, it is a dungeon.
I'd rather be stuck shackled in a dungeon for the rest of my life with you than to be free without you.
Oh, how sweet.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it will.
It probably will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
No, you're not. Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
I told you so.
As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
That's cool. We can still move our arms and legs freely.
We're still good.
Redeemed Dragon number 12. You need to do another Skyrim stream, Ranger.
Oh, that was so much fun.
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Okay, time for kinky shackle stuff.
Excuse me?
Whoopsie.
Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh? So it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
At least you have company.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
And chew off our own arm.
That's horrible.
That doesn't matter. It's on our neck.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Like trying to chew through your own jaw, like. Well, we could chew through each. It's on her neck too. It doesn't work.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
And that was?
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
But you may touch me.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that. So, we're both stuck here?
Yep.
Yep.
Good talk.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Good talk.
Well, wait, I guess.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
And in this moment, you realize that you really, really need to fart.
If that's the worst.
This is so boring.
Yeah, kinda.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there.
As long as she's there, she can't end it.
We could kick her if she gives us a reason.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
I'm not feeling very threatened right now.
How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Is it the stones in the wall?
Yeah. Have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Then make
Then
it
how
a big
about
talk.
we make big talk? Yes! Then let's talk about philosophy. Why do you think we're here?
Still rude.
Wait, some more? Oh.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
Oh my god! Thank you, slave princess, the Pristine Cut. It's pronounced lichen. I always thought it's lichen. Or lichen.
How often do you use that word?
It happens every now and then in like MMOs and JRPGs.
That doesn't make sense. Has our
Lichen.
entire concept of time changed? What happens to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
Good point. Plot twist, but Death doesn't know either. He made it up. I'm okay with that.
Seems about right.
Starved?
I would love that actually.
You would go with what you think.
Yeah. What's this word? Lichen? Lichen? I think it's supposed to be lichen. I'll say lichen, man. You're paying me.
I guess she hasn't. Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass.
Plot twist developed by Jack. If I made this game, I would never shut up about it. Can tell you that much.
Until suddenly, and...
Until suddenly what,
Until
Tifa?
suddenly there are no walls anymore.
Imagine if only one of us advances the text.
My finger twitched.
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Oh my god, we found the most pacifist way.
I guess that is true.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh, now we're ending the world. Okay. Okay. This was only chapter 2. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go?
I think this is always the same because it has the...
Yep. Approach the mirror. There's no more time for words.
We're not even saying goodbye.
You approach the mirror.
This This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Your voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into it. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it.
Oh, we are now fully...
You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again.
Proceed to cabin.
First we grew, now we withered. You are at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
Sorry, I don't like small talk.
Sorry, can you not?
Or big talk, because this is a lot of big talk.
And yet the rest of me is still the same.
If we fully leaned into this, I would just keep skipping her lines now. Like, no, don't care. Sorry. Oh.
Okay. You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
Okay.
Well then, what do you want me to bring you next time?
Flowers, chocolate.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
Sometimes we are.
Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. And every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
That is so wrong. I've given people plenty of bad gifts. Because I should have asked or paid more attention to what they would have wanted. Well.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
Ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
I feel, or maybe it's just because I don't remember as much, that there is a bit more animation in it now. Like in the jungle area where you got eaten, basically.
Yeah, the game looks a bit different. Does that make sense?
The art style is still the same, but I feel like they were able to do more with the images now.
From what I understand, they did a lot of like smaller changes to the artwork to like brush it up.
Yeah, I like it.
I have a hard time perceiving them because for the longest time in like the early 2000s with the PS3 and the Xbox 360 and stuff, a lot of video games tried to go to look more realistic. And if you play those now, a lot of them look like crap because they don't look realistic at all. If you put them next to like a PlayStation or PlayStation 2 game, you can see that they are better. But if you just look at them without a frame of context, some of them just look like meh. Which is why I've started believing at some point that art direction or the general like style of a game is much more important. And it looks slightly different, but it always looked great. And the changes they made didn't change the fact that the game was beautiful from the beginning.
Yeah.
There is a simplistic nature to the art, or to the art style, but at the same time...
Because of the sketchy feeling?
Yeah, because of that. But at the same time, there is a lot of detail, or enough that there is something. It looks beautiful and it looks unique. And not many games do that. Unfortunately, not enough games do that. A lot of them do, but not all of them.
It doesn't need much to tell the story.
Yeah. Also like the fact that every single princess looks different. The only time you ever really see the same one is at the beginning, when the game just starts. But even during the conversation, I want to say she starts like changing somewhat. And then once you go into all the different iterations and versions of her, they all look very different.
Chapter 1 is...
the start of a game, it's fair that it's always similar.
Always the same. It has some little touches every now and then. It's nice.
Also,
the art style is what does it for this game, honestly.
Also,
besides the story.
How different they all are. Because if you go with a monster route we went through now. So first you have a princess looking like a princess just with very big eyes. And then you have this like giraffe, deformed shaped monster kind of thing. Which looks humanoid but also like an animal.
I think we have seen that one before, but I'm not certain.
Do not recall. And then it goes into this like chimera beast thing that looks kind of like you, with like the splotches and the claws.
The arms are the same, yeah.
But not exactly, because it also has fur and wings.
We don't know if we have the same. The only bit we've seen are our arms.
No, we have.
And our eyes are the same.
We have seen our body when we get to the ending bit last time. We're basically a big crow. We're a really big crow.
Then I don't remember.
Essentially, like a monster version of a crow. Also, a voice actor doing all the voices. Yes.
Yes, he is pretty brilliant too.
Yes, it's so easy to forget about it. Thank you for bringing it up. The voice acting in this is marvelous. They have 2 voice actors. One for the princess, and she does all of this, and she does it stunningly. And then you have the person who voices the narrator and the voices, and they all feel like distinct characters.
And because of the tone he puts into the voices, it's absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
Like, all in all, it really works.
Yes.
Could listen to this dude all day.
If you haven't yet, go get Slay the Princess. It's amazing. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I remember before we bought it, I think it was like 20 bucks at the time. Not sure how much it is now. And I was like, that seems a bit much for the game. But it was absolutely worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I'm glad we played it.
That was a good start into November.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
We still need to get to another ending.
Why?
Well, we haven't finished it now.
We have finished it. Last year.
Yeah, but there's a new ending brought into it.
I don't know how to get there.
By collecting more of the pieces, I think.
Then you just get to the ending. I read that there is a new ending, but I don't know how to get there. And with a game with what feels like infinite choices affecting different things, I have no idea how long it would take us to get there.
Fair enough.
If I can try to find like a spoiler-free walkthrough that tells us how to get to the Pristine Cut ending.
It's not necessarily the same ending.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I've been trying to Google that before the stream because I was trying to steer everything towards that. If I can find a spoiler-free walkthrough on how to get to an ending that they added in the Pristine Cut, we can bring it back.
But maybe by doing the new things, you will automatically get there.
I doubt that.
Fair enough. Well, we'll see if we can figure it out. It's a good start for now, at least.
Time to hack. No, I don't think you can hack a game like this. At least I wouldn't know how to. Oh, sorry. I could just make like a flow chart of every single option and how they affect each other. But by the time I'm done with that, I'll be on my pension.
It might
because I'm not
exist
good at
already.
it. Possibly. I haven't found it earlier. Not with that attitude. Exactly. This is not my area of expertise. So on Sunday, we're gonna go into Franbo.
Yeah, I'm really curious about Franbo because I don't know a lot about it except a bit of the story, which is that
I don't recall any of that, so please don't spoil it for me.
But that's not a spoiler. That's
Yes,
like
it is.
the thumb.
I want to go into it fresh.
Okay, we're gonna go in completely fresh.
All I know about Franbo is because I didn't even, like, it's been so long I don't even remember what the Steam page says. All I know from Franbo is that I downloaded the artwork for the box art to make a thumbnail with that. Then I shat myself while working on it because it looked really creepy.
You're gonna hate the game.
Possibly. Yeah.
You're absolutely gonna hate it.
Maybe I'll love it. I have been wrong about things before.
I somehow doubt you will like it. Because the bits I do know without telling anything about what it's about, because I do know that bit, is that it's apparently disturbing as hell.
You should see the credits of Slave Prince at least once. Not gonna say more. I agree. And we did that at the very beginning of the stream.
No, I think now we should see it once.
Oh. We will figure something out.
Worst case, we'll still put it.
Oh no,
back
worst
in.
case, we play a good game again that we know is good, that we enjoy.
See for the
Ew.
Pristine Cut.
I saved off screen after I did the screen transition. I did save. We could continue this playthrough at some point. Yeah.
We can still put another one in.
Yeah. I think you need 6 playthrough, 6. You need to play 6 routes to get to the ending, right? To an ending.
I don't remember.
To get to the credits.
3?
Yeah.
Good work. Well, the month is still long, so. And even
Yes.
then, it doesn't need to be in this month.
Yes, it does. It's November. There's rules. Weirdo. This is true. Last year in November we were gone for like a week because of vacation. This year we don't go anywhere. We have the entire month to play games that are spooky in some sense. That's the definition of November.
Maybe a long weekend.
It's not all just normal horror games. There's things that make you go nope, and we have couple games that will make you go nope in ways that you don't necessarily expect. That's the beauty of November.
Very true.
And it's gonna be 28 days from now, but I have, like a year ago already, picked the game I want to end NOPEvember with. And when I told Tifa about this a few weeks ago, she's like, yeah, it's that game. I'm like, yes. When I told her again like 2 days ago, she's like, what game are you talking about?
Yeah, I forgot.
Ew, why are we playing that one? I'm like, first of all, you promised. That's how she does it to me. And second
It's
of all,
a nope game.
because when you play it, it makes sense. And I'm not gonna say any more because that will lead to spoilers.
I mean, we've even had games picked where we went like, yeah, that's a NOPEvember game, where even we decided to now nope out of it. Because that's too nope, maybe.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
So yeah, plenty to still go for.
Tifa, do you still have any nuggets of wisdom to disperse amongst those who grace us with their presence and time?
We need to come up with a new line. But it's Friday, right?
Why do I need a new line? I think this one is good. Are you shocking?
We need a new line.
Are you shocking, Tick? Are you talking shit about nuggets?
We need a new one. Anyway, it is Friday, so Skinner or / Benjima should be online.
I think Benjima might still be out sick.
Oh, fair. But Skinner is in the list. Go. Let's go say hi to Skinner.
Go. Let's go. You need new lines.
I was gonna say go rate Skinner, but...
You need new lines, Tifa.
Yeah, it's because your line is so shit, it throws me out.
It's so shit, it actually leaves a lasting impact on you. Yeah. What Tifa has been trying to say very loquaciously, almost eloquently, is that if you cannot stick around for it, please check out Skinner whenever it's convenient. Currently, because he has quit his previous day job, he is streaming almost every day, actually every single day this week, I believe.
Living the life.
Yes, which I appreciate. And if it's not stuff like Tekken 8 currently, or today, he has been playing Silent Hill 2, the remake, on stream. You should check that out. I've been there and it was very fun to watch him shit himself. I quite enjoyed that. Especially his love/hatred for mannequins. Spoilers, not spoilers.
Wow, I feel spoiled.
Oh my god, mannequins in a horror game? How unheard of.
Yeah. Quite sure they're not in Franbo.
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be mannequins in front.
If there's not a mannequin, then you just may have had a spoiler after all.
I don't know.
Well, we're gonna go say hi to Skinner and we will see you again on Sunday with Franbo after so long.
What do you mean after so long?
I've been waiting for it for so long.
Oh well. If you can, please stick around for the raid. Thank you for starting NOPEvember with us. We'll be back on Sunday with Franbo like Tifa said. See you then. Bye!